I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. I got love, peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA.
What if Tanjiro had summoning jutsu? Chapter 1: The Summoning Awakening. Introduction. Tanjiro Kamado had always been an exceptional young man, known for his unwavering kindness and determination. Living in a quaint mountain village with his family, life had been simple yet fulfilling. However, the tranquility of his life shattered when his family was attacked by demons, leaving only his sister, Nezuko, alive but cursed as a demon herself. Despite the heartache, Tanjiro resolved to become a demon slayer to find a cure for Nezuko and avenge his family. Through intense training and numerous battles, he honed his skills and became a formidable fighter. Little did he know that an even greater power lay dormant within him, waiting to be awakened. Discovering the summoning jutsu. It all began one fateful day during a routine training session in the forest. Tanjiro was practicing his water-breathing techniques when he noticed a peculiar scroll nestled among the roots of an ancient tree. Intrigued, he picked it up and unfurled it, revealing strange symbols and instructions. "What's this?" Tanjiro muttered, scratching his head. "It looks like some kind of jutsu, but I've never seen anything like it before." Curiosity piqued, he decided to follow the instructions. Placing his hands together in a series of unfamiliar seals, he channeled his breath and focused his energy. "Summoning jutsu," he exclaimed, slamming his hand onto the ground. In a puff of smoke, a small, chubby frog appeared before him, croaking loudly. Tanjiro's eyes widened in surprise and amusement. "A frog? Really?" he chuckled. "Well, I guess it worked." The frog looked up at him with a mix of irritation and boredom. "Hey, kid, you summoned me, so what do you want?" Tanjiro blinked, taken aback. "You can talk." "Of course, I can talk," the frog retorted. "Name's Gamma, by the way. Now, what do you need?" "Well, I was just practicing and..." "Practicing? You mean you don't even know what you're doing?" Gamma interrupted, rolling his eyes. "Great, just great." Despite Gamma's grumpiness, Tanjiro couldn't help but laugh. "Well, Gamma, how about you teach me how to do this properly?" Gamma sighed dramatically. "Fine, fine. But this is going to take a lot of work, training and comedy." Over the next few weeks, Tanjiro and Gamma formed an unlikely partnership. The frog proved to be a surprisingly tough teacher, pushing Tanjiro to his limits and beyond. Yet, their training sessions were filled with humorous mishaps and lighthearted moments. One day, while attempting to summon a more powerful creature, Tanjiro ended up calling forth a giant chicken. The oversized bird flapped around in a frenzy, sending feathers everywhere. "Control your breath, Tanjiro," Gamma shouted, dodging a stray feather. "I'm trying, but it's a chicken," Tanjiro replied, laughing uncontrollably as he chased the bird around. Another time, Tanjiro summoned a squirrel that immediately scampered up his arm and started chattering in his ear. Gamma facepalmed, muttering about how this was a waste of perfectly good chakra. Despite the constant challenges, Tanjiro's determination never wavered. With each passing day, he grew more adept at the summoning jutsu, learning to call forth a variety of animals, each with unique abilities and personalities. Building relationships. As Tanjiro trained, his bond with his friends and fellow demon slayers deepened. Zenitsu Agatsuma, the cowardly yet talented swordsman, and Inosuke Hashibira, the boar-headed warrior, became his closest companions. Zenitsu, in particular, found the whole summoning jutsu concept hilarious. "Tanjiro, you've got to show me that frog again. It's so cute," he would exclaim, eyes sparkling with excitement. Inosuke, on the other hand, was more interested in the combat potential. "Can you summon something strong? Like a bear? I want to fight it," he demanded, brandishing his dual swords. Even Nezuko, who communicated mostly through gestures and expressions, seemed fascinated by her brother's new power. She would often watch their training sessions with wide, curious eyes, occasionally clapping her hands in delight. Tanjiro's mentor, Urikodaki, also took a keen interest in the summoning jutsu. "This power could be a great asset in your battles against demons," he remarked one evening. "But remember, Tanjiro, with great power comes great responsibility." Tanjiro nodded, understanding the weight of his mentor's words. He vowed to use his new abilities wisely, not just for combat, but to protect his friends and family. The first battle, the true test of Tanjiro's summoning jutsu, came sooner than expected. One night, while on a mission with Zenitsu and Inosuke, they encountered a particularly vicious demon terrorizing a village. The demon, a hulking beast with multiple arms and razor-sharp claws, snarled as it lunged at them. Tanjiro instinctively jumped into action, drawing his sword. "Zenitsu and Inosuke, get the villagers to safety," he commanded, eyes blazing with determination. Zenitsu nodded, though his legs trembled. Be careful, Tanjiro. Inosuke, ever eager for a fight, reluctantly agreed. Fine, but don't you dare die before I get back. With his friends handling the evacuation, Tanjiro faced the demon head-on. He performed the summoning seals with practiced precision. Summoning Jutsu, he yelled, slamming his hand onto the ground. A massive toad, easily 3 times the size of Gamma, appeared in a cloud of smoke. Its bulging eyes glinted with fierce intelligence as it assessed the situation. Whoa, kid, you really need my help this time? The toad croaked. Yeah, Toad boss, this one's tough, Tanjiro replied, brandishing his sword. The battle that followed was intense and chaotic. The demon roared, slashing wildly with its claws, but Tanjiro and the Toad boss worked in perfect harmony. The Toad's powerful kicks and Tanjiro's precise sword strikes gradually wore the demon down. At one point, the demon managed to pin Tanjiro against a wall, its fangs bared in a menacing grin. Just as it was about to strike, the Toad boss intervened, launching itself at the demon with incredible force. Get away from my summoner, the Toad boss bellowed, sending the demon crashing to the ground. Seizing the opportunity, Tanjiro leaped forward and delivered a final, decisive blow, severing the demon's head. As the demon disintegrated into ashes, Tanjiro took a deep breath, relief washing over him. Zenitsu and Inosuke returned, having ensured the villagers' safety. Zenitsu's eyes were wide with admiration. Tanjiro, that was amazing. Inosuke grinned, clearly impressed. Not bad, Tanjiro. Not bad at all. Tanjiro smiled, grateful for his friend's support. We did it together, he said, looking at the Toad boss, who gave a satisfied croak before disappearing in a puff of smoke. As the sun began to rise, casting a warm glow over the village, Tanjiro felt a renewed sense of hope and determination. With his newfound summoning jutsu, he knew he was one step closer to protecting those he loved and finding a cure for Nezuko. Chapter 2: Allies and Adversaries. Further training and new summons. With his newfound confidence, Tanjiro continued to hone his summoning jutsu. Gamma, the frog, proved to be an invaluable guide, introducing him to a variety of potential summons. Each creature had unique abilities that could be used in different combat scenarios. One morning, as the sun rose over the training grounds, Tanjiro focused his energy on summoning a new ally. Summoning Jutsu, he called, his hand slamming onto the ground. A burst of smoke cleared to reveal a sleek, black panther. The creature's eyes gleamed with intelligence and a hint of mischief. It stretched gracefully before addressing Tanjiro. Named Shadow, the panther purred, circling him. You've got some interesting chakra, kid. Tanjiro smiled, bowing slightly. It's an honor to meet you, Shadow. I hope we can work well together. Let's see what you've got, Shadow replied with a smirk. Over the next few weeks, Tanjiro trained rigorously with Shadow, mastering stealth techniques and learning to synchronize their movements. The panther's agility and speed complemented Tanjiro's precise swordsmanship, creating a formidable duo. One day, during a particularly intense training session, Zenitsu and Inosuke arrived to watch. Zenitsu, as always, was fascinated by the summoning jutsu. Tanjiro, can you summon something cute this time? Zenitsu pleaded, eyes wide with anticipation. Inosuke, however, had a different request. Summon something big and strong. I want to see a real fight. Tanjiro laughed, deciding to indulge both of his friends. Performing the seals, he called forth a small, fluffy rabbit for Zenitsu. The creature hopped around, eliciting delighted squeals from Zenitsu. Next, Tanjiro summoned a massive bear, much to Inosuke's excitement. The bear roared, towering over them. Now this is more like it, Inosuke shouted, brandishing his swords. Despite the bear's intimidating presence, it was gentle and playful, much to everyone's amusement. The training grounds were filled with laughter and camaraderie as the friends bonded over Tanjiro's summons. Introduction of new characters. As word of Tanjiro's unique abilities spread, new allies and curious individuals began to appear. One such person was a young kunoichi named Akari. Skilled in both ninjutsu and taijutsu, Akari had heard rumors of a demon slayer with summoning powers and decided to seek him out. Akari arrived at the Butterfly Estate, where Tanjiro and his friends were recovering from their latest mission. Her arrival was marked by a series of graceful flips and a dazzling display of kunai throwing. Greetings, she said, bowing deeply. I am Akari, a kunoichi from the Hidden Leaf Village. I've come to learn more about your summoning jutsu. Tanjiro, always welcoming, introduced himself and his companions. It's a pleasure to meet you, Akari. Any friend of the Hidden Leaf Village is a friend of ours. Akari's eyes sparkled with excitement. I've heard so much about your summoning abilities, Tanjiro. I'd love to see them in action. Zenitsu, ever the charmer, immediately tried to impress Akari with exaggerated tales of their battles. Inosuke, meanwhile, challenged her to a sparring match, eager to test her skills. Despite their differing approaches, Akari fit in seamlessly with the group. Her presence brought a new dynamic to their team, and she quickly became a valuable ally. The growing threat. While Tanjiro and his friends trained and built new relationships, a growing threat loomed on the horizon. A powerful demon, known as Ryuji, had been terrorizing villages across the land. His reputation for cruelty and strength was unmatched, and his name struck fear into the hearts of many. Ryuji was not just any demon. He possessed the ability to manipulate shadows, making him an exceptionally dangerous foe. His power allowed him to attack from the darkness, catching his victims off guard and leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. News of Ryuji's latest atrocities reached the Butterfly Estate, where the demon slayers gathered to discuss their next move. Urakodaki, their wise mentor, emphasized the importance of strategy and caution. Ryuji is unlike any demon you've faced before, Urakodaki warned. His abilities are formidable, and you must be prepared for anything. Tanjiro nodded, his resolve unwavering. We'll face him together and we will prevail. With their mission clear, the team set out to track down Ryuji, determined to put an end to his reign of terror. Building bonds. As they traveled, the bonds between Tanjiro and his friends grew stronger. The journey was filled with moments of laughter, camaraderie, and mutual support. Akari, despite being new to the group, quickly found her place among them. One evening, as they gathered around a campfire, Zenitsu strummed his shamisen, filling the air with soothing melodies. Nezuko, now fully awake and sitting beside her brother, clapped along, her eyes sparkling with joy. Inosuke, ever the wild spirit, roasted a large boar over the fire, regaling everyone with exaggerated tales of his hunting prowess. Akari, intrigued by Inosuke's bravado, joined in with her own stories of ninja missions and daring escapades. Tanjiro, sitting quietly with a smile, felt a deep sense of gratitude for his friends. Despite the darkness they faced, moments like these reminded him of the light they brought into each other's lives. As the night wore on, they discussed their plans for confronting Ryuji. Akari suggested using her ninja techniques to scout ahead and gather information, while Zenitsu and Inosuke would create diversions. Tanjiro, with his summoning jutsu, would be the key to taking Ryuji by surprise. We'll need to be careful and work together, Tanjiro emphasized. Ryuji is powerful, but we're stronger as a team. His friends agreed, their determination matching his own. They knew the battle ahead would be tough, but they were ready to face it together. The battle with a new foe. The next day, the team arrived at a desolate village, the latest victim of Ryuji's rampage. The air was thick with tension as they prepared for the inevitable confrontation. Stay alert, Tanjiro advised, his eyes scanning the shadows. Ryuji could attack at any moment. As if on cue, the shadows around them began to writhe and twist. From the darkness emerged Ryuji, his eyes gleaming with malevolent glee. Well, what do we have here? Ryuji sneered, his voice dripping with contempt. A group of demon slayers and a ninja. How quaint. Tanjiro stepped forward, his sword at the ready. Your reign of terror ends here, Ryuji. Ryuji laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the village. You think you can defeat me? Pathetic. Without warning, Ryuji launched his attack, shadows lashing out like living weapons. Tanjiro and his friends sprang into action, each using their unique skills to counter the demon's onslaught. Summoning Jutsu, Tanjiro called, bringing forth Shadow, the panther. Shadow leaped into the fray, moving with incredible speed and agility. The panther's sharp claws tore through the shadows, disrupting Ryuji's attacks and giving Tanjiro an opening. Meanwhile, Akari used her ninja techniques to create decoys and confuse Ryuji, while Zenitsu unleashed his thunder breathing, sending bolts of lightning crashing towards the demon. Inosuke, ever the fearless warrior, charged headfirst into battle, his dual swords a whirlwind of steel. He clashed with Ryuji, their blades sparking as they met. Despite their combined efforts, Ryuji proved to be a formidable opponent. His control over shadows was almost overwhelming, and he fought with a relentless fury. But Tanjiro refused to give up. Drawing on every ounce of his strength and determination, he coordinated their attacks, finding weaknesses in Ryuji's defenses. Now, everyone, Tanjiro shouted, signaling the final assault. With a unified effort, they unleashed their most powerful techniques. Shadow pounced on Ryuji, pinning him down, while Akari's kunai struck true, disrupting his concentration. Zenitsu's lightning crackled through the air, and Inosuke's blades slashed with unyielding ferocity. Tanjiro, channeling his water breathing, delivered a devastating strike, his sword glowing with a brilliant blue light. Ryuji roared in agony as the combined force of their attacks overwhelmed him. With a final, desperate scream, the demon disintegrated into ashes. His reign of terror finally ended. As the dust settled, Tanjiro and his friends stood victorious, their breaths heavy but triumphant. They had faced a powerful foe and emerged stronger, their bonds forged in the heat of battle. With Ryuji defeated, they knew their journey was far from over. But with each other's support, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 3: Echoes of the Past. The Mysterious Hermit. After their intense battle with Ryuji, Tanjiro and his friends took a much-needed rest. They traveled to a secluded forest, known for its tranquility and rumored to be home to a wise hermit. According to local legends, this hermit possessed knowledge about the origins of demons and ancient jutsu techniques. One evening, as they set up camp by a crystal-clear stream, Tanjiro sensed a presence watching them. He glanced around, his senses on high alert. "Who's there?" Tanjiro called out, his hand on the hilt of his sword. From the shadows emerged an elderly man, his long white beard flowing and eyes twinkling with wisdom. He leaned on a gnarled staff, his posture stooped but his aura commanding respect. "Calm yourself, young one," the hermit said in a raspy voice. "I mean you no harm." Zenitsu, ever cautious, hid behind Inosuke, who puffed out his chest and stepped forward. "Who are you, old man? State your business." The hermit chuckled, a sound like dry leaves rustling. "I am known as Haruto, the keeper of ancient secrets. I've been expecting you." Tanjiro's eyes widened in surprise. "Expecting us? How?" Haruto tapped his staff on the ground, and the air seemed to hum with energy. "The winds carry whispers, and the earth remembers. Come, there is much you need to know." Unveiling the past, Haruto led them to his humble abode, a small hut nestled among ancient trees. Inside, the walls were lined with scrolls and artifacts, each telling a story of ages past. Sitting around a crackling fire, Haruto began to recount the history of demons and the summoning jutsu. Long ago, before demons roamed the earth, there were powerful beings who mastered the art of summoning. They could call forth creatures from other realms to aid them in battle. Tanjiro listened intently, his curiosity piqued. But what happened to them? Haruto sighed, his eyes distant. A great war broke out, and the summoners were nearly wiped out. Those who survived went into hiding, passing their knowledge down through generations. Your ability, Tanjiro, is a rare gift from that lineage. Zenitsu, trying to follow the story, asked, "So, you're saying Tanjiro's a descendant of these summoners?" Haruto nodded. "Precisely. The scroll you found was no accident. It was meant for you." Inosuke, always eager for action, leaned forward. "Does this mean we can learn more powerful jutsu? More things to fight with?" Haruto smiled. "Patience, young warrior. The path of the summoner is not just about power but understanding and balance." He handed Tanjiro a weathered scroll. "This contains the knowledge of advanced summoning techniques. Study it well." Tanjiro accepted the scroll with reverence. "Thank you, Haruto. We will honor this knowledge." Humorous training mishaps. Eager to master the new techniques, Tanjiro and his friends dove into training. However, as with any new skill, there were plenty of humorous mishaps along the way. One afternoon, Tanjiro attempted to summon a mythical creature called a kitsune, known for its cunning and illusionary powers. As he completed the seals, a puff of smoke revealed a tiny, disgruntled fox. The fox looked up at Tanjiro, unimpressed. "Seriously? This is what I get summoned for?" Zenitsu burst into laughter. "It's so small. Are you sure you did it right, Tanjiro?" Inosuke, not one to miss an opportunity, tried to pet the fox, only to get a sharp nip on his finger. "Oh, feisty little thing." Meanwhile, Akari practiced her own summoning techniques, accidentally calling forth a swarm of butterflies. They fluttered around Zenitsu, who initially panicked but then started dancing with them, much to everyone's amusement. Despite the setbacks, each mistake brought them closer together, their laughter echoing through the forest. Haruto watched from a distance, a faint smile on his lips. Emotional bonds strengthened. As they trained and learned, the bonds between Tanjiro and his friends deepened. One evening, while sitting around the fire, they shared stories of their pasts and dreams for the future. Akari spoke of her village and the family she left behind to pursue her ninja training. "I miss them every day, but I know I'm on the right path." Zenitsu, surprising everyone, opened up about his insecurities. "I may be scared all the time, but I want to be brave for my friends. You all give me the strength to keep going." Inosuke, usually brash and loud, revealed a softer side. "I never had a family like this. You guys, you're my family now." Tanjiro felt a swell of emotion. "No matter what we face, we'll face it together. We're stronger because we have each other." Nezuko, who had been quietly listening, reached out and took Tanjiro's hand. Her eyes, filled with love and determination, spoke volumes. They were not just fighting for survival but for the bonds they had forged. A new threat emerges. Their peaceful respite was shattered when a scout from the Demon Slayer Corps arrived with urgent news. A new demon has been spotted near the village of Nara. It's unlike anything we've encountered before. Haruto's expression grew grave. This demon, it reeks of ancient power. Be cautious. Determined to protect the innocent, Tanjiro and his friends set out for Nara. As they approached the village, an eerie silence greeted them. The air was thick with malevolence, and shadows danced ominously in the fading light. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and a figure emerged from the darkness. The demon was tall and gaunt, with elongated limbs and glowing red eyes. Its presence exuded an ancient, malevolent energy. "Welcome, demon slayers," the demon hissed, its voice echoing unnaturally. "I am Kirigiri, the harbinger of your doom." Tanjiro stepped forward, his sword at the ready. "We will stop you, Kirigiri. You won't harm anyone else." Kirigiri laughed, a sound that sent chills down their spines. "You think you can defeat me? Pathetic humans." With a swift motion, Kirigiri unleashed a torrent of dark energy, forcing Tanjiro and his friends to scatter. The battle that ensued was fierce and chaotic, with Kirigiri's shadowy tendrils lashing out in all directions. Summoning Jutsu, Tanjiro called, bringing forth shadow once more. The panther lunged at Kirigiri, its claws slicing through the darkness. Akari used her ninja skills to strike from the shadows, while Zenitsu and Inosuke fought with unparalleled determination. Despite their combined efforts, Kirigiri proved to be a formidable opponent. As the battle raged on, Tanjiro realized they needed a new strategy. He focused his energy, recalling Haruto's teachings. "We need to work together, synchronize our attacks." With renewed determination, they coordinated their movements. Akari created illusions to distract Kirigiri, while Zenitsu's lightning strikes disrupted the demon's shadowy defenses. Inosuke's relentless assault kept Kirigiri off balance, allowing Tanjiro to find an opening. "Now, Shadow," Tanjiro shouted. Shadow leaped, its claws glowing with a brilliant light. The panther struck Kirigiri with a powerful blow, shattering the demon's defenses. Seizing the moment, Tanjiro unleashed his water-breathing technique, his sword slicing through Kirigiri with precision. Kirigiri screamed in agony as the combined force of their attacks overwhelmed him. With a final, desperate howl, the demon disintegrated into ashes, its dark energy dissipating. Breathing heavily, Tanjiro and his friends stood victorious once more. The village of Nara was safe, and their bonds had been further strengthened by the trials they faced. As they made their way back to the butterfly estate, Tanjiro couldn't help but feel a deep sense of gratitude. No matter the challenges ahead, he knew they would face them together as a family. Chapter 4: The Trials of the Dragon. Encountering the Dragon Spirit. After their victory in Nara, Tanjiro and his friends returned to the butterfly estate to regroup and plan their next move. As they rested, Haruto approached them with a serious expression. "There is an ancient spirit in the mountains to the east," Haruto began, his voice grave. "It is said to be the guardian of immense power and wisdom. Those who seek its blessings must first prove their worth through a series of trials." Intrigued and eager to grow stronger, Tanjiro and his friends decided to seek out the dragon spirit. They embarked on a journey through rugged terrain, climbing steep cliffs and navigating dense forests. One evening, as they set up camp near a shimmering waterfall, they were startled by a sudden gust of wind. The water began to glow, and from its depths emerged a magnificent dragon, its scales shimmering like precious gems. The dragon's eyes, wise and piercing, locked onto them. "I am Ryujin, the guardian of the mountains," it declared in a voice that echoed like thunder. "Why do you seek my presence, young warriors?" Tanjiro stepped forward, his heart pounding. "We seek to grow stronger and wiser, to better protect those we love and defeat the demons that threaten our world." Ryujin regarded them for a moment before nodding. "Very well. To earn my blessing, you must face 3 trials: strength, wisdom, and unity. Only then will you be deemed worthy." The dragon's form shimmered and split into 3 smaller, yet equally imposing, manifestations. "Prepare yourselves, for the trials begin now." The first trial, strength. The first manifestation of Ryujin, a dragon of solid rock and immense power, stepped forward. Its voice rumbled like an earthquake. "Your first trial is one of strength. Prove your might against me." Inosuke, ever eager for a challenge, charged at the rock dragon without hesitation. "I'll show you strength," he roared, his swords clashing against the dragon's stony hide. Zenitsu, finding his courage, joined in with his thunder-breathing technique, bolts of lightning striking the dragon with fierce intensity. Akari used her ninja skills to strike at vulnerable points, her kunai glinting in the moonlight. Tanjiro, focusing his breath, executed his water-breathing techniques with precision. Despite their combined efforts, the rock dragon seemed impervious, its body absorbing their attacks. "We need to find its weak spot," Tanjiro called out, dodging a powerful swing of the dragon's tail. As they continued to fight, Tanjiro noticed a faint glow at the dragon's chest, where its heart would be. "There," he shouted. "Aim for the heart." With renewed determination, they coordinated their attacks. Zenitsu's lightning strikes created openings, while Inosuke and Nakari kept the dragon distracted. Tanjiro seized the opportunity, delivering a powerful strike to the glowing spot. The rock dragon roared in pain, its form crumbling into dust. Ryujin's first manifestation disappeared, leaving behind a faint echo of approval. "You have proven your strength," Ryujin's voice boomed. "But strength alone is not enough. Prepare for the second trial." The second trial, wisdom. The second manifestation of Ryujin, a dragon of flowing water and ethereal grace, emerged. Its voice was calm and soothing. "Your second trial is one of wisdom. Solve the riddle of the waters, and you shall pass." Before them appeared a series of pools, each reflecting a different image: a mountain, a forest, a village, and the sky. At the center stood a pedestal with an ancient script inscribed upon it. "To find the path, look within," the water dragon intoned. "Only the pure of heart will see the truth." Zenitsu, puzzled, scratched his head. "A riddle. I'm not good with these." Akari approached the pedestal, examining the script. "It says the answer lies not in the seen, but in the unseen." Tanjiro closed his eyes, focusing on his breath and clearing his mind. He walked to each pool, gazing into the reflections. "The unseen. What are we missing?" Nezuko, silent and observant, gestured to the pool reflecting the sky. She pointed to the water, then to her own eyes. Tanjiro's eyes widened in realization. "Of course, the reflections are distractions. We need to see beyond them." He dipped his hand into the pool reflecting the sky, feeling the cool water. As he did, the image shimmered and changed, revealing a hidden path leading to a glowing crystal. "The path was hidden beneath the surface," Tanjiro said, retrieving the crystal. "It's about seeing beyond appearances." The water dragon nodded, its form dissolving into mist. "You have shown wisdom. But your journey is not yet complete. The final trial awaits." The third trial, unity. The third manifestation of Ryujin, a dragon of blazing fire and fierce intensity, appeared. Its voice crackled like flames. "Your final trial is one of unity. Only by working together will you overcome this challenge." A vast arena materialized around them, filled with shifting flames and treacherous terrain. The fire dragon roared, unleashing waves of heat and fire. "Stay close," Tanjiro shouted, his voice barely audible over the roar of the flames. "We need to move as one." They formed a tight circle, their backs to each other, facing the dragon's relentless assault. Tanjiro directed their movements, using his water-breathing techniques to create barriers against the fire. Zenitsu and Inosuke attacked in tandem, their strikes synchronized to exploit the dragon's vulnerabilities. Akari used her agility to dart between the flames, creating openings for her friends to strike. Nezuko, though unable to communicate verbally, supported them with her demonic strength, her resolve unwavering. The fire dragon's attacks grew more intense, the heat nearly overwhelming. But Tanjiro and his friends held firm, their trust in each other unshakable. They moved with perfect harmony, each action complementing the others. In a final, coordinated effort, they combined their strengths. Tanjiro's water techniques cooled the dragon's flames, Zenitsu's lightning strikes disrupted its movements, Inosuke's brute force shattered its defenses, and Akari's precise attacks targeted its core. The fire dragon roared in defeat, its form dissipating into embers. Ryujin's voice, now filled with pride, echoed through the arena. "You have proven your unity. Together, you are a force greater than any single entity. You are worthy." The final revelation. With the trials completed, Ryujin's true form reappeared, majestic and awe-inspiring. "You have passed the trials and proven your worthiness. Now, receive my blessing." The dragon's eyes glowed, and a surge of energy enveloped Tanjiro and his friends. They felt their strengths amplified, their abilities honed to new heights. "With this blessing, you will face the darkness with renewed vigor," Ryujin declared. "But remember, true strength comes from within, and the bonds you share are your greatest power." As the dragon's form faded, Tanjiro felt a deep sense of gratitude and determination. They had grown stronger, not just in power but in their unity and resolve. Together, they would continue their journey, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With the spirit of the dragon within them, they knew they could overcome any obstacle. Chapter 5, Shadows in the Mist. Arrival at the village. After receiving Ryujin's blessing, Tanjiro and his friends felt a renewed sense of purpose. Their next destination was a village deep in the mountains, rumored to be plagued by a demon that could manipulate illusions and shadows. The journey was arduous, the path winding through dense forests and steep cliffs. As they approached the village, a thick, unnatural mist enveloped them. The air was heavy with moisture, and visibility was reduced to mere feet. The village itself seemed abandoned, with houses in disrepair, and an eerie silence hanging in the air. Zenitsu shivered, his fear evident. "I don't like this place. It's giving me the creeps." Inosuke, ever brash, puffed out his chest. "A little mist won't stop us. We'll crush that demon." Akari, her senses sharp, scanned the surroundings. "Stay close and be alert. This mist is no ordinary weather. It's hiding something." Tanjiro, sensing the malevolent energy, nodded. "Let's move carefully. We need to find the villagers and the source of this mist." They ventured deeper into the village, the mist growing thicker with each step. Shadows seemed to dance at the edges of their vision, and strange whispers echoed through the fog. The mist demon's illusions. As they navigated the village, the mist began to play tricks on their minds. Tanjiro saw fleeting images of his family, their faces twisted in agony. He shook his head, trying to dispel the visions, but they persisted. "Nezuko," he called out, reaching for his sister. Nezuko, by his side, looked at him with concern. She touched his arm, her eyes communicating her support. Tanjiro realized the visions were illusions meant to deceive him. Akari, too, was struggling. She saw her family, pleading for her help. "Mother, father," she whispered, tears in her eyes. Zenitsu and Inosuke were not spared either. Zenitsu saw an endless swarm of demons chasing him, while Inosuke confronted an army of shadowy warriors, each mirroring his own ferocity. "These are just illusions," Tanjiro said, his voice steady. "We must focus and see through them." Drawing on Ryujin's blessing, Tanjiro centered his breath and closed his eyes. He focused on the sound of his heart, the rhythm of his breath, and the presence of his friends. Slowly, the illusions began to fade, replaced by the cold reality of the mist. "We can do this," he said, his resolve strengthening. "Stay together and don't let the illusions break you." Confronting their fears. Despite their efforts, the mist continued to assault them with deeply personal illusions, each designed to exploit their fears and weaknesses. Zenitsu found himself reliving his worst nightmares, his body trembling with terror. He saw himself alone, abandoned by his friends, and surrounded by darkness. But then, he remembered Tanjiro's words and his friend's unwavering support. "No more running," Zenitsu said, summoning his courage. "I won't let fear control me." Inosuke, facing endless reflections of himself, roared in frustration. Each shadow taunted him, challenging his strength and pride. But Inosuke realized that his true strength lay not in fighting alone, but in standing with his friends. "I am not alone," Inosuke bellowed, breaking through the illusions with sheer willpower. Akari, haunted by visions of her fallen comrades, felt a crushing guilt, but she remembered the lessons from her training and the trust her friends placed in her. She steeled herself, determined to honor their memory by fighting on. "We're stronger together," Akari whispered, dispelling the haunting images. Nezuko, sensing the struggle around her, unleashed her demonic power, her eyes blazing with determination. She stood by Tanjiro, her presence a beacon of strength and love. With renewed resolve, they faced their fears and broke through the mist's illusions. The shadows dissipated, revealing the heart of the village. Trust and unity. At the village center stood a large, ancient tree, its branches twisted and gnarled. Beneath it, the source of the mist, a demon cloaked in darkness, its eyes glowing with malevolent intent. "Welcome, intruders," the demon hissed. "You have done well to reach me. But this is where your journey ends." Tanjiro stepped forward, his voice calm but firm. "We will not be defeated by your tricks. We are stronger together." The demon laughed, its form shifting and warping. "You think your bonds can save you? You are nothing against my power." Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Akari formed a circle around Tanjiro and Nezuko, their weapons at the ready. "We'll show you the strength of our unity," Zenitsu declared, his voice steady. Inosuke, ever eager for a fight, grinned. "Let's tear this demon apart." Akari, her kunai poised, nodded. Together, drawing on their combined strength, they prepared to face the demon. Tanjiro focused on his breathing, centering himself. "Remember, trust in each other." The final confrontation. The demon unleashed a wave of shadows, each tendril striking with deadly precision. Tanjiro and his friends moved as one, their attacks synchronized and fluid. "Thunder breathing, first form," Zenitsu shouted, his lightning-fast strikes disrupting the shadows. Inosuke roared, his dual swords slashing through the darkness. "Beast breathing, fan 3. Akari used her agility to weave between the attacks, her kunai finding their mark. "Ninja art, shadow strike." Nezuko, her demonic power surging, leaped at the demon, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She tore through the shadows, her resolve unbreakable. As the battle raged, the demon's form began to falter. It realized that the unity and trust between Tanjiro and his friends were far stronger than its illusions. Impossible, the demon screeched. How can you be so strong? Tanjiro, his sword glowing with the power of water breathing, advanced. Because we believe in each other. We fight for those we love. With a final, decisive strike, Tanjiro and his friends unleashed their combined power. The demon's form shattered, the shadows dissolving into the mist. The village was free from the demon's grasp, the mist lifting to reveal a clear sky. The villagers, who had been hiding in fear, emerged to thank their saviors. As they stood together, victorious and united, Tanjiro felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had faced their deepest fears and emerged stronger, their bonds unbreakable. With the sun rising over the horizon, they knew their journey was far from over. But with each other, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 6: The Hidden Sanctuary. Discovery of the Sanctuary. After liberating the mist-shrouded village, Tanjiro and his friends continued their journey through the mountains, guided by a sense of purpose and the whispers of ancient legends. Their path led them deeper into uncharted territory, where the air was crisp and the forests dense. One evening, as they made camp beside a tranquil mountain stream, Tanjiro noticed a faint glow emanating from a nearby cave. Intrigued, he approached the entrance, his curiosity piqued. "Hey, everyone," Tanjiro called out, "there's something here. It feels different." Zenitsu, ever cautious, peered over Tanjiro's shoulder. "Are you sure it's safe? It could be a trap." Inosuke, on the other hand, was already charging forward. "Only one way to find out. Let's go." Akari, her ninja instincts sharp, nodded in agreement. "Let's investigate, but stay alert. We don't know what we'll find." With Nezuko close by, they ventured into the cave. The passageway was narrow, the walls lined with ancient symbols that glowed softly in the dim light. The deeper they went, the more they felt a sense of reverence and awe. At last, they emerged into a vast chamber, illuminated by a soft, ethereal light. In the center stood a grand structure, an ancient sanctuary carved from the rock itself. Intricate carvings depicted scenes of battles, rituals, and powerful beings. "This place is incredible," Zenitsu whispered, his fear momentarily forgotten. Tanjiro nodded, feeling the weight of history around them. "This must be the hidden sanctuary. It's said to hold secrets about the origins of demons and powerful artifacts." Meeting the guardian. As they approached the sanctuary, a figure emerged from the shadows. An elderly woman, her eyes sharp and filled with wisdom, stood before them. She carried a staff adorned with glowing crystals and wore robes that shimmered like moonlight. "Welcome, travelers," she said, her voice echoing through the chamber. "I am Amara, the guardian of this sanctuary. What brings you here?" Tanjiro stepped forward, bowing respectfully. "We seek knowledge and strength to defeat the demons that plague our world. We were guided here by legends and a sense of destiny." Amara studied them, her gaze piercing. "Many have sought the secrets of this place, but few have proven worthy. To gain what you seek, you must pass the trials of the sanctuary. These tests will challenge your resolve, your loyalty, and your hearts." Zenitsu gulped, his nervousness returning. "Trials? What kind of trials?" Amara smiled, a knowing glint in her eyes. "You will see. Prepare yourselves, for the first trial begins now." With a wave of her staff, the chamber shifted, transforming into a labyrinth of stone and light. Each path seemed to lead into endless darkness, the air thick with anticipation. The sanctuary's trials. The first trial tested their resolve. They had to navigate the labyrinth, facing physical obstacles and illusions designed to break their spirit. Walls shifted, paths disappeared, and the ground trembled beneath their feet. Inosuke, driven by sheer determination, led the way, hacking through barriers with his swords. "Nothing can stop us. We'll find the way." Zenitsu, despite his fear, focused on his breathing, using his lightning-fast reflexes to avoid traps. "We can do this. Just stay calm." Akari moved with grace, her ninja skills allowing her to navigate the maze with ease. "Stay close and watch each other's backs. We'll find the exit together." Tanjiro, with Nezuko by his side, used his heightened senses to detect hidden dangers and guide his friends. "Trust in each other. We won't give up." After what felt like hours, they finally reached the center of the labyrinth, where a door of pure light awaited them. Stepping through, they found themselves back in the chamber, Amara watching with approval. "You have passed the trial of resolve," she said. "Now, face the trial of loyalty." The chamber transformed again, this time into a series of interconnected platforms suspended over a void. Each platform held a challenge that required trust and teamwork to overcome. Zenitsu and Inosuke had to coordinate their movements to balance on a narrow beam, while Akari and Tanjiro worked together to solve intricate puzzles that unlocked pathways. Nezuko provided support, using her strength to hold platforms steady and protect her friends from falling. Through their combined efforts and unwavering trust in each other, they overcame each challenge, reaching the final platform where Amara awaited. "You have proven your loyalty," she said. "Now, for the final trial, a test of your hearts, uncovering ancient secrets." For the final trial, Amara led them to a hidden chamber deep within the sanctuary. There, an ancient altar stood, surrounded by glowing runes. On the altar lay a collection of scrolls and artifacts, each radiating a powerful aura. "These are the secrets of the sanctuary," Amara explained. "To claim them, you must confront your deepest fears and desires. Only by understanding your true selves can you unlock their power." One by one, they approached the altar, their hearts laid bare. Tanjiro saw visions of his family, the weight of his responsibility pressing down on him. Zenitsu faced his insecurities, the fear of failure haunting his every step. Inosuke confronted his pride, the need to prove his strength driving him to reckless actions. Akari dealt with her guilt, the memories of her fallen comrades a constant burden. Nezuko, her bond with Tanjiro unbreakable, saw a future where they were free from the curse of demons, living in peace and harmony. Through their trials, they found clarity and strength, their resolve solidifying. They realized that their true power came not from the artifacts, but from their bond and the trust they had in each other. With newfound understanding, they claimed the scrolls and artifacts, their potential unlocked. Amara smiled, her eyes filled with pride. "You have passed the final trial. The secrets of the sanctuary are now yours. Use them wisely, for the path ahead is fraught with danger." A test of loyalty. As they prepared to leave the sanctuary, Amara stopped Tanjiro. "There is one last thing you must know," she said, her tone serious. "The sanctuary holds a prophecy. When the shadows of the past and future converge, a great darkness will rise. Only those with hearts of pure light can banish it." Tanjiro nodded, the weight of the prophecy settling on his shoulders. "We will do whatever it takes to protect our world." Amara placed a hand on his shoulder, her gaze unwavering. "Remember, your greatest strength lies in your unity. As long as you stand together, no darkness can overcome you." With those words, they left the sanctuary, their hearts and minds fortified. The journey ahead would be perilous, but they were ready to face it together, their bond unbreakable. As they descended the mountain, the sun began to rise, casting a golden glow over the landscape. They felt a sense of hope and determination, knowing that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them as one. With the secrets of the sanctuary and the strength of their friendship, they were ready to confront the darkness and protect the world they loved. Chapter 7: The Whispering Forest. Entering the Whispering Forest. After leaving the hidden sanctuary, Tanjiro and his friends headed towards the Whispering Forest, a place shrouded in mystery and legend. The forest was said to be alive, its trees whispering secrets and its shadows hiding both wonders and dangers. According to the legends, an ancient relic lay hidden within, a relic that could amplify one's abilities and provide invaluable aid in their fight against the demons. As they approached the forest's edge, a sense of unease settled over them. The trees were tall and twisted, their branches intertwining to form a dense canopy that blocked out most of the sunlight. The air was cool and damp, and the sound of rustling leaves filled the silence. Zenitsu shivered, glancing around nervously. "This place gives me the creeps. Are we sure we have to go in there?" Inosuke, undeterred, tightened his grip on his swords. "If there's something powerful in there, we'll find it and use it to crush our enemies." Akari, her senses sharp, nodded. "Stay close and be alert. The forest is known for its illusions and traps." Tanjiro, always calm and focused, took a deep breath. "We can do this. We just need to trust each other and stay together." With Nezuko by his side, he led the way into the forest. As they ventured deeper, the whispers grew louder, forming an eerie chorus that seemed to come from all directions. "Beware. The forest sees all. The forest knows all. The forest's illusions." As they navigated the twisting paths, the forest began to play tricks on their minds. Shadows moved at the corners of their vision, and the trees seemed to shift and change shape. Every now and then, they heard faint laughter, as if the forest itself was mocking them. Zenitsu's anxiety grew with each step. "This is bad. I can feel it. We're being watched." Inosuke, always the warrior, slashed at the shadows. "Come out and fight, you cowards." Tanjiro, sensing the forest's magic, tried to keep his friends calm. "Stay focused. These are just illusions. We need to keep moving." Suddenly, the path ahead split into multiple directions, each leading into a darker part of the forest. The whispers grew louder, confusing their senses. "We can't split up," Akari said firmly. "That's what the forest wants." Tanjiro nodded. "We'll find the way together. Everyone, close your eyes and hold hands. We'll let our instincts guide us." Trusting Tanjiro, they closed their eyes and formed a chain, letting him lead them through the darkness. The whispers tried to distract them, but Tanjiro's determination kept them on the right path. After what felt like an eternity, the whispers faded, and they opened their eyes to find themselves in a small clearing. In the center stood an ancient stone pedestal, partially covered in moss. Seeking the ancient relic, on the pedestal lay a small, intricately carved box. Tanjiro approached it cautiously, sensing the relic's powerful aura. "This must be it," he said, reaching out to touch the box. As his fingers brushed the surface, a blinding light enveloped them, and they were transported to a different part of the forest. The light dissipated, revealing a massive tree with glowing runes etched into its bark. At the base of the tree, the box rested on another pedestal. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the clearing. "You seek the relic, but do you possess the strength to claim it?" A figure stepped out from behind the tree, a tall and imposing guardian clad in ancient armor. His eyes glowed with a fierce intensity, and his presence radiated power. "I am the guardian of the forest," he declared. "To claim the relic, you must prove your worth." The guardian of the forest. The guardian raised his hand, and the runes on the tree began to glow brighter. The ground trembled as vines and roots erupted from the earth, forming a barrier around the clearing. Tanjiro and his friends readied themselves for battle, their resolve unwavering. "We've faced worse," Inosuke growled, his swords at the ready. Zenitsu nodded, his fear replaced by determination. "We can do this." Akari, her kunai poised, glanced at Tanjiro. "What's the plan?" Tanjiro took a deep breath, focusing on his breathing technique. "We need to work together. This isn't just a test of strength, it's a test of our unity." The guardian summoned ethereal weapons, each glowing with an otherworldly light. "Prepare yourselves." The battle that followed was fierce and intense. The guardians' attacks were swift and powerful, each strike aimed to test their limits. Tanjiro and Nezuko fought in perfect harmony, their movements synchronized. Zenitsu's lightning-fast reflexes and Inosuke's brute strength provided the offensive power, while Akari's agility and precision added a layer of strategic finesse. Despite their combined efforts, the guardian seemed invincible, his armor deflecting their attacks. But Tanjiro noticed something. The runes on the tree reacted to their movements, glowing brighter with each coordinated strike. "Everyone, aim for the runes," Tanjiro shouted. "That's the key." Realizing the connection, they focused their attacks on the glowing runes. With each strike, the Guardian's defenses weakened, and the light from the runes began to fade. With a final, powerful strike, Tanjiro and his friends shattered the Guardian's armor, revealing his true form, a spectral figure bound to the tree. The Guardian smiled, a look of relief on his face. "You have proven your worth. The relic is yours." Discovering inner strength, the Guardian dissolved into light, leaving the relic in their hands. As they opened the box, they found a small, glowing crystal. The crystal pulsed with energy, resonating with their own auras. "This crystal amplifies one's inner strength," Tanjiro said, feeling its power. "It's a gift from the forest." Each of them took turns holding the crystal, feeling its energy merge with their own. They realized that the true power of the relic lay not in its ability to amplify their strength, but in its ability to reveal their true potential. As they exited the forest, the whispers turned into words of encouragement and praise. The trees seemed to bow in respect, acknowledging their victory. The journey had been arduous, but it had brought them closer together and made them stronger. With the relic in their possession and their bond unbreakable, they felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they continued their journey, the sun began to rise, casting a golden glow over the landscape. They felt a renewed sense of hope and determination, knowing that together they could overcome any obstacle. With the relic and the strength of their unity, they were prepared to confront the darkness and protect the world they loved. Chapter 8: The Crimson Fortress. Approaching the Crimson Fortress. With the relic from the Whispering Forest amplifying their abilities, Tanjiro and his friends felt a renewed sense of purpose. Their journey led them to the Crimson Fortress, a menacing stronghold perched atop a jagged cliff. It was said to be ruled by Akaza, a powerful demon lord with a fearsome reputation. As they approached the fortress, the air grew colder, and the sky darkened with ominous clouds. The fortress loomed ahead, its red walls glowing faintly as if bathed in eternal twilight. The path leading to it was steep and treacherous, but the team pressed on, driven by their mission to protect the innocent and defeat the demons. Zenitsu shivered, his nerves getting the better of him. Why does it always have to be a creepy fortress? Couldn't the demon lord pick a nicer place? Inosuke, ever eager for a fight, brandished his swords. Doesn't matter. We'll charge in and take him down. Akari, her senses sharp, scanned the area. Let's be careful. This place is bound to be full of traps. Tanjiro nodded, his eyes focused on the fortress. We need to stay together and watch each other's backs. Akaza is no ordinary demon. With Nezuko by his side, he led the way up the steep path. As they climbed, the fortress seemed to pulse with dark energy, a testament to the power of the demon lord within. infiltrating the fortress. Reaching the gates of the Crimson Fortress, they found them sealed shut with dark magic. Runes glowed ominously, barring their entry. Zenitsu looked at the runes nervously. How do we get past this? Akari stepped forward, her hands forming intricate seals. Leave it to me. I've learned some techniques that might work. She channeled her energy into the runes, disrupting the dark magic. The gates creaked open slowly, revealing a dark, narrow passageway lined with torches that flickered with eerie red flames. They moved cautiously through the passage, their senses on high alert. The air was thick with malevolence, and every step seemed to echo ominously. Suddenly, the floor beneath them gave way, revealing a pit of sharp spikes. Zenitsu yelped in terror, barely catching himself on the edge. Watch out, Tanjiro shouted, pulling Zenitsu to safety. Inosuke, undeterred, leaped across the pit with ease. Come on, weaklings. Keep up. They continued through the fortress, encountering various traps designed to test their resolve. Walls closed in, floors shifted, and illusions tried to mislead them. But with their combined skills and the bond they shared, they overcame each challenge. Finally, they reached the inner sanctum, where the air was even colder, and the sense of danger more palpable. The Demon Lord's trap. As they entered the inner sanctum, they were greeted by a chilling laugh. Akaza, the Demon Lord, sat upon a throne of bones, his eyes glowing with cruel amusement. Welcome, brave demon slayers, Akaza said, his voice echoing through the chamber. I've been expecting you. Tanjiro stepped forward, his sword at the ready. Your reign of terror ends here, Akaza. Akaza chuckled, rising to his feet. Bold words, but do you truly believe you can defeat me? With a flick of his wrist, Akaza activated a trap. The ground beneath them erupted in flames, separating them and forcing each of them into isolated combat chambers. Let's see how strong you are on your own, Akaza taunted. In his chamber, Tanjiro faced a swarm of shadowy figures, each mimicking his movements. Drawing on his training and the relic's power, he fought with precision and determination, cutting through the shadows one by one. Zenitsu, in his chamber, faced his greatest fear, a vision of himself alone and powerless. But remembering Tanjiro's words and the strength of their bond, he found his courage and unleashed his thunder-breathing techniques, shattering the illusion. Inosuke battled a monstrous beast, a test of his raw strength and tenacity. Roaring with fury, he tore through the beast with his dual swords, proving his unyielding spirit. Akari, faced with a complex puzzle of shifting walls and traps, used her agility and intellect to navigate the challenge, outsmarting the traps with ease. Nezuko, separated from her brother, faced a vision of her demonic self. But her love for Tanjiro and her determination to protect him gave her the strength to overcome the illusion, her demonic powers shining with a pure, protective light. Reuniting in the main chamber, they found Akaza waiting, a look of surprise on his face. Impressive. You've passed my tests. But now, the real battle begins. Battle in the fortress. The chamber erupted into chaos as the battle commenced. Akaza moved with incredible speed and strength, his attacks relentless and powerful. Tanjiro and his friends fought with all their might, their movements coordinated and their resolve unbreakable. Water-breathing, 10th form. Tanjiro shouted, his sword slicing through the air with precision. Zenitsu unleashed his thunder-breathing, bolts of lightning striking Akaza with fierce intensity. Thunder-breathing, 1st form. Inosuke roared, his beast-breathing techniques a whirlwind of fury. Beast-breathing, 8th fang. Akari, her kunai glinting in the red light, targeted Akaza's weak points with deadly accuracy. Shadow Strike. Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unparalleled ferocity, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. Despite their combined efforts, Akaza proved to be a formidable opponent. His regeneration and sheer power seemed insurmountable, each attack pushing them to their limits. But they refused to give up. Drawing on the power of the relic and their bond, they coordinated their attacks, finding weaknesses in Akaza's defenses. We can do this, Tanjiro shouted. Together, the final confrontation. In a final, desperate effort, they combined their strengths. Tanjiro's sword glowed with the power of water breathing. Zenitsu's lightning crackled through the air. Inosuke's blades shimmered with raw energy. Akari's kunai struck with pinpoint precision. And Nezuko's demonic power burned with protective fury. Now, Tanjiro shouted, leading the charge. With a unified strike, they attacked Akaza, their combined power overwhelming him. The Demon Lord roared in agony as their attacks broke through his defenses, shattering his form. With a final, decisive blow, Tanjiro severed Akaza's head, the Demon Lord's body disintegrating into ashes. The fortress trembled, the dark energy dissipating as Akaza's reign came to an end. Breathing heavily, they stood victorious, the fortress now a symbol of their triumph and unity. They had faced one of their greatest challenges and emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable. As they left the Crimson Fortress, the first rays of dawn broke through the clouds, casting a golden light over the landscape. They felt a renewed sense of hope and determination, knowing that together they could overcome any darkness. With the strength of their friendship and the power of the relic, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, protecting the world they loved from the forces of evil. Chapter 9: The Lost City of Light. The journey to the Lost City. After their victory at the Crimson Fortress, Tanjiro and his friends learned of an ancient civilization known as the Lost City of Light. According to legend, the city was once a beacon of knowledge and power, its secrets capable of aiding their fight against the demons. Determined to uncover these secrets, they set out on a new journey. The path to the Lost City was fraught with danger. They traversed dense forests, crossed raging rivers, and scaled towering mountains. The journey tested their endurance and resolve, but they pressed on, driven by a sense of destiny. Zenitsu, despite his usual fears, found courage in their mission. "This place better be worth it," he muttered, eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of the city. Inosuke, ever the warrior, relished the challenge. "If there's power to be found, we'll claim it." Akari, her senses sharp and focused, led the way, her knowledge of ancient legends guiding them. "The city is said to be hidden by powerful magic. We must stay vigilant." Tanjiro, always the calm leader, kept his friend's spirits high. "We're close. I can feel it. The Lost City is waiting for us." With Nezuko by his side, they pressed on, each step bringing them closer to their goal. Decoding the ancient texts. At last, they reached a hidden valley, shrouded in mist and bathed in an ethereal glow. In the center of the valley lay the ruins of the Lost City of Light, its once grand structures now covered in vines and moss. Despite its dilapidated state, the city radiated a sense of ancient power. As they explored the ruins, they discovered a series of ancient texts carved into the walls. The texts were written in a long-forgotten language, their meaning obscured by time. "We need to decipher these texts," Tanjiro said, examining the carvings. "They might hold the key to the city's secrets." Akari nodded, her eyes scanning the symbols. "I recognize some of these characters. It's an old dialect, but I think I can translate it." Working together, they began to decode the texts. The process was slow and meticulous, each symbol revealing a fragment of the city's history and knowledge. "The City of Light was a place of great wisdom," Akari translated. "It was founded on principles of hope and unity, its people dedicated to preserving knowledge and protecting the innocent." Zenitsu, peering over her shoulder, pointed to a section of text. "What's this part say?" Akari frowned, focusing on the symbols. "It speaks of a great evil that once threatened the city. The people used their knowledge to seal it away, but the seal can be broken." Tanjiro's eyes widened. "We must find this seal and ensure it remains intact." The hidden evil. Their search led them to the heart of the city, a grand temple covered in intricate carvings. As they entered, they felt a chill in the air, a sense of foreboding that made their skin crawl. In the center of the temple stood a massive stone altar, surrounded by glowing runes. The air hummed with dark energy, the source of the ancient evil sealed within. "This is it," Tanjiro said, his voice barely above a whisper. "The seal that holds the evil at bay." Suddenly, the ground trembled, and the runes flared to life. A shadowy figure emerged from the altar, its eyes burning with malevolence. "Foolish mortals," the figure hissed. "You dare enter my domain." Tanjiro stepped forward, his sword at the ready. "We won't let you escape. Your evil ends here." The figure laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the temple. "You cannot stop me. The seal weakens, and I shall be free." Confrontation in the city. The battle that followed was intense and chaotic. The shadowy figure, a manifestation of the ancient evil, wielded dark magic and summoned creatures of the night to do its bidding. Tanjiro and his friends fought with all their might, their attacks coordinated and their resolve unbreakable. "Water breathing, 8th form," Tanjiro shouted, his sword slicing through the darkness. Zenitsu unleashed his thunder breathing, bolts of lightning striking the creatures with fierce intensity. "Thunder breathing, 6th form." Inosuke roared, his beast breathing techniques a whirlwind of fury. "Beast breathing, 7th fang." Akari, her kunai glinting in the dim light, targeted the figure's weak points with deadly accuracy. "Ninja art, silent strike." Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unparalleled ferocity, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. Despite their combined efforts, the ancient evil proved to be a formidable opponent. Its dark magic and sheer power seemed insurmountable, each attack pushing them to their limits. But they refused to give up. Drawing on the power of the relic and their bond, they coordinated their attacks, finding weaknesses in the figure's defenses. "We can do this," Tanjiro shouted. Together, with a final, desperate effort, they combined their strengths. Tanjiro's sword glowed with the power of water breathing, Zenitsu's lightning crackled through the air. Inosuke's blades shimmered with raw energy. Akari's kunai struck with pinpoint precision, and Nezuko's demonic power burned with protective fury. Now, Tanjiro shouted, leading the charge. With a unified strike, they attacked the figure, their combined power overwhelming it. The shadowy figure roared in agony as their attacks broke through its defenses, shattering its form. With a final, decisive blow, Tanjiro severed the figure's head, the ancient evil's body disintegrating into ashes. The temple trembled, the dark energy dissipating as the seal was restored. Breathing heavily, they stood victorious, the city now a symbol of their triumph and unity. They had faced one of their greatest challenges and emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable. The power of hope. As they left the temple, the first rays of dawn broke through the clouds, casting a golden light over the ruins of the lost city of light. They felt a renewed sense of hope and determination, knowing that together they could overcome any darkness. The city's secrets, now in their possession, provided invaluable knowledge and power to aid them in their fight against the demons. With the strength of their friendship and the power of hope, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they made their way back to the village, they felt a sense of fulfillment and purpose. They had not only uncovered the secrets of an ancient civilization but had also strengthened their resolve to protect the world they loved. With the power of the lost city of light and the enduring strength of their unity, they were prepared to confront the darkness and bring light to the world. Chapter 10: The Demon King's Wrath. Preparing for the final battle. With the secrets of the lost city of light and the relic amplifying their powers, Tanjiro and his friends knew it was time to face their greatest challenge yet, the Demon King. This powerful entity was the source of the demonic plague, and defeating him was crucial to ending the threat once and for all. They gathered at the Butterfly Estate to prepare, their resolve unshaken despite the daunting task ahead. "We've come so far," Tanjiro said, looking at his friends. "Everything we've learned and all the strength we've gained has led us to this moment." Zenitsu, usually nervous, stood tall. "We can do this. Together." Inosuke, ever the warrior, grinned fiercely. "We'll tear the demon apart." Akari, her eyes determined, nodded. "We'll need to stay focused and use everything we've learned." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, placed a hand on Tanjiro's shoulder. Her eyes, filled with love and determination, conveyed her support. Irakodaki, their mentor, spoke words of encouragement. "Remember, the Demon King is powerful, but your unity and the strength of your hearts will be your greatest weapons." With final preparations complete, they set out towards the Demon King's lair, each step bringing them closer to the ultimate confrontation. Entering the Demon King's lair. The Demon King's lair was a massive, foreboding castle, surrounded by a moat of dark, swirling energy. The air was thick with malevolence, and the sky above was a stormy gray, crackling with dark lightning. As they approached the gates, they felt the oppressive weight of the Demon King's power, but their determination remained unshaken. "This is it," Tanjiro said, his voice steady. "Stay close and be ready for anything." The gates creaked open, revealing a grand hall filled with demonic statues and eerie, flickering torches. The shadows seemed to move on their own, whispering dark secrets. They moved cautiously through the hall, their senses on high alert. Suddenly, the doors slammed shut behind them, and the room plunged into darkness. A chilling laugh echoed through the hall. "Welcome, brave souls," the Demon King's voice boomed. "I have been expecting you." The torches flared to life, revealing the Demon King seated on a throne of bones, his eyes glowing with malevolent glee. "You've come far," he said, his voice dripping with contempt. "But this is where your journey ends. The battle begins." The battle commenced with a ferocity they had never before experienced. The Demon King unleashed waves of dark energy, his attacks swift and merciless. Tanjiro and his friends fought with everything they had, their movements synchronized and their resolve unbreakable. "Water breathing, 11th form," Tanjiro shouted, his sword slashing through the air with deadly precision. Zenitsu's thunder breathing crackled through the hall, bolts of lightning striking the Demon King. "Thunder breathing, 7th form." Inosuke roared, his beast breathing techniques a whirlwind of fury. "Beast breathing, 9th fang." Akari, her kunai glinting in the torchlight, targeted the Demon King's weak points with deadly accuracy. "Ninja art, Shadow Strike." Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unparalleled ferocity, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. Despite their combined efforts, the Demon King proved to be a formidable opponent. His dark magic and sheer power seemed insurmountable, each attack pushing them to their limits. "We mustn't give up," Tanjiro shouted, his voice filled with determination. "Remember our bond and the strength we share. Sacrifices and triumphs." As the battle raged on, the Demon King revealed his true power, summoning a storm of dark energy that threatened to consume them all. We can't hold out much longer, Zenitsu panted, his energy waning. Inosuke, bloodied but unbowed, growled. We have to. We can't let him win. In a moment of desperation, Akari stepped forward, her eyes filled with resolve. I have an idea. We need to combine our strengths and focus our energy on a single, unified attack. Tanjiro nodded, understanding her plan. Let's do it. Together, we're unstoppable. Drawing on the power of the relic and their bond, they combined their energies, channeling their strengths into a single, powerful strike. Now, Tanjiro shouted, leading the charge. With a unified effort, they unleashed their most powerful techniques. Tanjiro's sword glowed with the power of water and sun breathing. Zenitsu's lightning crackled through the air. Inosuke's blades shimmered with raw energy. Akari's kunai struck with pinpoint precision. And Nezuko's demonic power burned with protective fury. The combined force of their attack overwhelmed the Demon King, shattering his dark energy and breaking through his defenses. With a final, desperate roar, the Demon King disintegrated into ashes. His reign of terror finally ended. The aftermath. Breathing heavily, they stood victorious, the hall now silent and filled with a sense of peace. They had faced their greatest challenge and emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable. As they exited the castle, the storm clouds began to clear, revealing a bright, hopeful sky. The world around them seemed to breathe a sigh of relief, the darkness lifting. Urokodaki and the other demon slayers greeted them with cheers and tears of joy. They had done it. The Demon King was defeated, and the world was safe once more. Tanjiro, his heart filled with gratitude, looked at his friends. We did it. Together, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko stood by his side, their smiles reflecting the strength of their bond. As they looked to the horizon, they knew their journey was far from over. There would be other challenges and battles to face, but with the strength of their friendship and the power of hope, they were ready to face whatever the future held. Together, they would continue to protect the world they loved, bringing light to the darkness and hope to all who needed it. Chapter 11, The Legacy of the Demon Slayers. The aftermath of victory. With the defeat of the Demon King, the world began to heal. Villages once shrouded in darkness now basked in the light of a new dawn. The air was filled with the songs of birds, and the scent of blooming flowers replaced the stench of decay. It was a time of celebration and renewal. At the Butterfly Estate, Tanjiro and his friends were welcomed back as heroes. The Demon Slayer Corps honored their bravery and sacrifice with a grand ceremony. Urokodaki stood proudly by their side, his eyes filled with pride and relief. You have done well, Urokodaki said, his voice filled with emotion. Your strength and unity have brought peace to our world. Zenitsu, ever modest, blushed at the praise. It was a team effort. We couldn't have done it alone. Inosuke, always eager for recognition, puffed out his chest. We showed those demons who's boss. Akari smiled, her eyes reflecting the deep bond they shared. We did it together, and that's what matters. Tanjiro, holding Nezuko's hand, felt a deep sense of fulfillment. We've come so far, but our journey is not over. There is still much to do. Uncovering ancient artifacts. During their recovery, Tanjiro and his friends learned of a hidden library within the Butterfly Estate, said to contain ancient artifacts and scrolls detailing the history of the Demon Slayers. Intrigued, they decided to explore it, hoping to uncover more about their legacy. The library was a vast underground chamber, its walls lined with shelves filled with dusty tomes and relics. The air was thick with the scent of old parchment, and the faint glow of enchanted crystals provided light. Zenitsu marveled at the sight. This place is incredible. There's so much history here. Inosuke, less interested in books, searched for weapons and artifacts. There must be something useful in here. Akari, her curiosity piqued, began examining the scrolls. These texts are ancient. They could hold valuable knowledge. Tanjiro and Nezuko found an ornate chest hidden in a corner. Inside, they discovered a set of scrolls bound in gold and a collection of strange, glowing stones. These look important, Tanjiro said, carefully unrolling one of the scrolls. The scrolls detailed the history of the Demon Slayers, their origins, and the powerful techniques they had mastered over centuries. It also spoke of a prophecy about the chosen warriors who would defeat the ultimate evil and restore balance to the world. As they read, they felt a deeper connection to their roles as demon slayers, understanding the weight of their responsibility and the legacy they were part of. Reuniting with old friends, news of their victory spread, and old friends and allies began to arrive at the Butterfly Estate to celebrate and offer their support. Among them were Kanao Tsuyuri, the quiet and skilled demon slayer, and Genya Shinazugawa, the tough but loyal fighter. Kanao approached Tanjiro with a warm smile. You did it, Tanjiro. I'm so proud of you. Tanjiro blushed, grateful for her words. We couldn't have done it without everyone's support. Genya, always straightforward, clapped Inosuke on the back. You really gave those demons a beating. Nice work. Inosuke grinned, his pride evident. Of course, we're the best. The reunion was filled with laughter and camaraderie, the bonds of friendship and shared experiences bringing them closer together. They reminisced about past battles, shared stories of their journeys, and made plans for the future. Despite the joy of their reunion, a sense of duty lingered in the air. They knew that their work was not yet done. The world needed protectors, and they were ready to answer the call. The new threat. As they celebrated, a messenger arrived with urgent news. The new threat had emerged in a distant region, where strange occurrences and sightings of powerful demons were reported. The peace they had fought so hard to achieve was once again under threat. Urokodaki gathered them, his expression serious. A new darkness has arisen. We must investigate and protect the people from this threat. Tanjiro, ever determined, nodded. We'll go. This is our duty. Zenitsu, though nervous, agreed. We can't let anyone suffer. We'll stop this new threat. Inosuke, eager for a new challenge, grinned. Another battle. Count me in. Akari, her eyes filled with resolve, stood by Tanjiro's side. We're ready. Nezuko, her bond with Tanjiro unbreakable, placed a hand on his shoulder, her eyes conveying her unwavering support. With their mission clear, they prepared to set out once more, ready to face the new threat and protect the world they loved. Embracing the legacy. As they embarked on their new journey, the lessons of the past and the legacy of the demon slayers guided them. They carried with them the knowledge and strength gained from their experiences, the bonds forged in battle, and the hope of a brighter future. Tanjiro, leading the way, felt a deep sense of purpose. We are the demon slayers. This is our legacy, and we will protect it. Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko walked beside him, their hearts united in their mission. They knew that challenges awaited them, but they also knew that together they could overcome anything. With the sun rising on a new day, they moved forward with confidence and determination, ready to face whatever darkness lay ahead. Their legacy was not just one of battle, but of hope, unity, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. And so, their journey continued, the legacy of the demon slayers shining brightly in their hearts, a beacon of light in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 12. The Shadows of the Past. Entering the haunted forest. With renewed determination, Tanjiro and his friends set out to investigate the new threat reported by the messenger. Their journey led them to the edge of a foreboding, haunted forest known for its dark history and eerie presence. The trees were tall and twisted, their branches forming an almost impenetrable canopy that blocked out the sun. As they entered the forest, the temperature dropped, and a thick fog enveloped them. The air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves, and the silence was punctuated only by the occasional rustle of unseen creatures. Zenitsu shivered, his nerves on edge. Why do we always end up in places like this? It's terrifying. Inosuke, ever fearless, grinned. This place is perfect. Let's find the demon and take it down. Akari, her senses sharp, scanned their surroundings. Stay close and be prepared for anything. This forest is known for its illusions and traps. Tanjiro nodded, his grip on his sword tightening. We need to stay together and trust each other. Whatever we face, we'll face it as a team. Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, walked beside him, her eyes glowing softly in the dim light. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the fog grew thicker, and the shadows seemed to move of their own accord. It felt as if the forest itself was alive, watching their every move, confronting the illusions. Suddenly, the fog around them shifted, and they found themselves separated, each trapped in their own personal illusion. The forest had conjured visions of their deepest fears and most painful memories, designed to break their spirits. Tanjiro saw his family, their faces twisted in pain and suffering. He heard their voices calling out to him, blaming him for not being able to save them. His heart ached, but he reminded himself of his mission and the love he carried for his family. No, Tanjiro whispered, tears streaming down his face. I won't let these illusions break me. I fight for my family and for a better future. Zenitsu found himself in a dark void, alone and powerless. His insecurities and fears of failure overwhelmed him. But then he remembered Tanjiro's words and the strength he drew from his friends. I am not alone, Zenitsu said, his voice trembling but determined. I have my friends. I have the courage to face my fears. Inosuke confronted visions of his past, of the times he was abandoned and left to fend for himself. The loneliness and anger threatened to consume him. But he realized that he had found a new family in Tanjiro and the others. I am not weak, Inosuke growled, his eyes blazing with resolve. I am strong, and I will fight for my friends. Akari saw her fallen comrades, their accusing eyes haunting her. The guilt and sorrow weighed heavily on her heart, but she remembered the promise she made to protect those she loved. I won't let their sacrifice be in vain, Akari whispered, her voice filled with determination. I will honor their memory by fighting on. Nezuko faced the darkness within herself, the struggle between her demonic instincts and her humanity. But her bond with Tanjiro and the love she felt for him gave her the strength to overcome it. I am Nezuko, she thought, her eyes glowing with resolve. I am strong, and I will protect my brother. With newfound strength, they broke free from the illusions, the fog dissipating as their resolve grew stronger. They regrouped, their bonds reaffirmed by the trials they had faced. The demon's revelation. As they pressed on, they came upon a clearing where a tall, shadowy figure awaited them. The demon, cloaked in darkness, had an aura of malevolence and power. "Welcome, brave warriors," the demon hissed, its eyes glowing with malice. "I am Karasu, the keeper of memories. I know all your fears and your deepest regrets." Tanjiro stepped forward, his sword at the ready. "Your illusions won't stop us. We have faced our pasts and emerged stronger." Karasu laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the clearing. "You think you can defeat me? I hold the power of your memories. I can reveal secrets that will shatter your resolve." With a wave of his hand, Karasu conjured visions of their pasts, intertwining them with dark revelations. Tanjiro saw his father's face, learning that his family had a deeper connection to the demon plague than he had realized. Zenitsu discovered that his ancestors were once allies of the demons. Inosuke saw that his birth parents had made a pact with dark forces. Akari learned that her village's destruction was part of a larger, sinister plan. The revelations shook them to their core, but they knew they couldn't let the past define them. Battling the demon. With a roar of defiance, they attacked Karasu, their combined strength a testament to their unity and determination. "Water-breathing, 12th form," Tanjiro shouted, his sword slicing through the darkness with precision. Zenitsu's thunder-breathing crackled through the air, his strikes fueled by a newfound resolve. "Thunder-breathing, 8th form," Inosuke, his fury unmatched, unleashed his beast-breathing techniques. "Beast-breathing, 10th fang." Akari, her kunai glowing with energy, targeted Karasu's weak points. "Ninja art, silent strike." Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unparalleled ferocity. Her claws glowed with fiery energy, cutting through the shadows. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. Karasu's illusions and dark magic were powerful, but their combined efforts began to wear him down. Each strike brought them closer to victory, their resolve unshaken by the demon's tricks. "Your pasts may haunt you, but they do not define you," Karasu sneered, trying to weaken their resolve. "You will fall like those before you." But Tanjiro, his heart filled with determination, led the final charge. "We are stronger than our pasts. We fight for our future, finding peace." With a final, decisive blow, they overwhelmed Karasu, shattering his form and dispelling the darkness. The clearing was bathed in light, the shadows retreating as the demon was defeated. Breathing heavily, they stood victorious, their hearts filled with a sense of peace and closure. They had confronted their pasts, faced their fears, and emerged stronger. As they left the haunted forest, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. They had not only defeated a powerful demon but had also made peace with their pasts, understanding that their experiences had shaped them into the warriors they were today. Their journey continued, the lessons of the past guiding them as they moved forward. With each step, they grew closer to their ultimate goal, a world free from the darkness of demons. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, their bond unbreakable and their resolve unwavering. The legacy of the demon slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 13, The Eternal Flame. Discovering the Eternal Flame. Following their victory over Karasu, Tanjiro and his friends continued their journey, guided by whispers of an ancient, sacred flame said to grant immense strength and clarity of purpose to those who could withstand its trials. This flame, known as the Eternal Flame, was hidden deep within a remote mountain range. The path to the flame was arduous, the terrain rugged and unforgiving. They trekked through dense forests, crossed icy rivers, and scaled steep cliffs. Despite the physical challenges, their resolve remained unshaken. Zenitsu, although tired, kept his spirits up. "I can feel it. We're getting closer. I just hope this flame is worth all this effort." Inosuke, ever enthusiastic, grinned. "A sacred flame sounds powerful. I can't wait to see it." Akari, her senses sharp, led the way. "Stay focused. The legends say the flame is protected by powerful spiritual trials." Tanjiro, his eyes filled with determination, encouraged his friends. "We've come this far. Whatever trials we face, we'll face them together." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, walked beside him, her eyes reflecting her unwavering support. At last, they reached a secluded valley bathed in an ethereal glow. In the center of the valley stood a towering stone structure, its entrance guarded by statues of ancient warriors. The air was thick with a sense of reverence and power. "This must be it," Tanjiro said, feeling the sacred energy emanating from the structure. "The eternal flame is inside." The first spiritual trial. As they entered the stone structure, they were greeted by a serene yet powerful presence. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings depicting scenes of warriors undergoing spiritual trials. At the heart of the chamber stood a pedestal, upon which flickered the eternal flame, its light pure and unwavering. A voice echoed through the chamber, calm yet commanding. "Welcome, seekers of the flame. To claim its power, you must prove your worth through 3 spiritual trials. The first trial is one of courage. Face your deepest fears and emerge victorious." The chamber shifted, and each of them found themselves in a separate, darkened space. Their deepest fears manifested before them, tangible and terrifying. Tanjiro faced a vision of his family, their faces twisted in pain and suffering. The guilt and sorrow threatened to overwhelm him, but he remembered their love, and the promise he made to protect the innocent. "I won't let my fears control me," Tanjiro declared, his voice steady. "I fight for my family and for a better future." Zenitsu found himself in a void, alone and powerless. His insecurities and fears of failure loomed large, but he recalled Tanjiro's words and the strength he drew from his friends. "I am not alone," Zenitsu said, his voice trembling but determined. "I have the courage to face my fears." Inosuke confronted a vision of his past, the loneliness and anger threatening to consume him. But he realized that he had found a new family in Tanjiro and the others. "I am not weak," Inosuke growled, his eyes blazing with resolve. "I am strong, and I will fight for my friends." Akari faced her fallen comrades, their accusing eyes haunting her. The guilt and sorrow weighed heavily on her heart, but she remembered the promise she made to protect those she loved. "I won't let their sacrifice be in vain," Akari whispered, her voice filled with determination. "I will honor their memory by fighting on." Nezuko faced the darkness within herself, the struggle between her demonic instincts and her humanity. But her bond with Tanjiro and the love she felt for him gave her the strength to overcome it. "I am Nezuko," she thought, her eyes glowing with resolve. "I am strong, and I will protect my brother." With newfound strength, they each overcame their fears, the darkness dissipating as their courage shone brightly. They returned to the chamber, their resolve stronger than ever. The second spiritual trial. The voice echoed once more. "You have proven your courage. Now, the second trial awaits. This trial is one of wisdom. You must solve the riddle of the flame to proceed." Before them appeared a series of symbols and patterns, each glowing with a faint light. The riddle was inscribed on a stone tablet. "To find the path, you must look within. The light of truth will guide you." Zenitsu scratched his head. "Riddles. I'm not good with these." Akari, her eyes sharp, studied the symbols. "We need to find the pattern that aligns with the truth within ourselves." Tanjiro closed his eyes, focusing on his breath and the strength of his spirit. He reached out, touching the symbol that resonated with his heart. As he did, the symbol glowed brighter, and the path forward became clear. "We need to choose the symbols that reflect our inner truths," Tanjiro explained. One by one, they each chose a symbol that resonated with their inner selves. Zenitsu chose a symbol representing courage in the face of fear. Inosuke chose one symbolizing strength through unity. Akari chose one for wisdom gained through experience. And Nezuko chose a symbol for the balance between light and dark. As they made their choices, the path forward opened, the symbols glowing with the light of their truth. They had proven their wisdom and understanding. The third spiritual trial. The voice spoke again, its tone filled with a sense of finality. "You have proven your wisdom. The final trial awaits. This trial is one of sacrifice. To claim the flame's power, you must offer something of great value." In the center of the chamber appeared a small altar, each of them understanding what it meant. They had to give up something precious, something that defined them. Tanjiro stepped forward first, placing a lock of his hair on the altar. "I offer a part of myself, for the strength to protect those I love." Zenitsu placed his cherished shamisen, the instrument that had comforted him in times of fear. "I offer my music, for the courage to face my fears." Inosuke placed one of his swords, a symbol of his warrior spirit. "I offer my strength, for the unity of our bond." Akari placed a pendant given to her by her fallen comrades. "I offer my memory, for the wisdom to honor their sacrifice." Nezuko placed a ribbon from her hair, a symbol of her humanity. "I offer my heart, for the balance within myself." As they made their sacrifices, the eternal flame flared brightly, its light filling the chamber. The voice spoke one last time, filled with approval. "You have proven your worth. The power of the eternal flame is yours. Use it wisely, for it is a gift of great strength and responsibility." Embracing the flame's power, the light of the eternal flame enveloped them, filling them with a profound sense of strength and clarity. They felt their spirits lift, their resolve solidify, and their powers amplify. The flame's energy flowed through them, merging with their own. Tanjiro felt a surge of power in his water and sun breathing techniques, his connection to his family's legacy stronger than ever. Zenitsu felt his lightning-fast reflexes sharpen, his courage unwavering. Inosuke's strength and ferocity grew, his spirit unbreakable. Akari's agility and precision heightened, her wisdom guiding her every move. Nezuko's demonic power balanced with her humanity, her protective instincts fiercer than ever. As they left the stone structure, the valley around them seemed to come alive with the light of the eternal flame. They felt a sense of purpose and destiny, knowing that they had been entrusted with a great power. With the flame's power within them and their bond stronger than ever, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They had proven their courage, wisdom, and willingness to sacrifice, and the eternal flame had rewarded them with its strength. Together, they would continue their journey, protecting the world from darkness and bringing light to all who needed it. The legacy of the demon slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 14: The Siege of Midnight. The imminent threat. After their empowering experience with the eternal flame, Tanjiro and his friends continued their journey, their hearts and minds fortified by the trials they had overcome. As they traveled, they received dire news. A horde of powerful demons, led by a fearsome warlord named Morog, was preparing to launch an attack on the city of Himura at midnight. The city was a crucial stronghold for the Demon Slayer Corps, and its fall would be a devastating blow. Determined to protect the innocent and stop the demons, they rushed to Himura, their pace relentless. As they approached the city, the sky darkened with ominous clouds, and a sense of foreboding filled the air. The city's walls stood tall, but the tension among the defenders was palpable. Zenitsu, ever fearful, voiced his concerns. A whole horde of demons. This is bad. Really bad. Inosuke, unfazed, grinned. More demons to fight. We'll crush them all. Akari, her mind sharp and focused, nodded. We need to organize the defenses and prepare for the attack. Tanjiro, his determination unwavering, took charge. We'll do whatever it takes to protect this city. Let's find the commander and offer our help. Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, walked beside him, ready to fight by his side, rallying the defenses. Upon entering the city, they met with Commander Hayashi, the leader of the city's defenses. He was a seasoned warrior, his face lined with worry but his eyes filled with determination. We've been expecting you, Hayashi said, his voice steady despite the looming threat. Your reputation precedes you, and we could use your help. Tanjiro bowed respectfully. We're here to help in any way we can. What's the situation? Hayashi explained the dire circumstances. The demons were amassing outside the city walls, and their numbers were overwhelming. Morog, the demon warlord, was known for his brutal tactics and immense power. We need to reinforce the walls and prepare for a prolonged siege, Hayashi said. We must also ensure the safety of the civilians. Zenitsu, despite his fear, offered his skills. I'll help set up defenses and traps around the city. Inosuke, ever eager for battle, nodded. I'll take the front lines. Those demons won't know what hit them. Akari, her eyes sharp and focused, suggested coordinating the archers and strategists. We need to outthink them, not just outfight them. Tanjiro, his leadership shining through, organized the defenders, assigning roles and boosting morale. We stand together, we fight together, we will protect this city. With Nezuko by his side, they moved through the city offering words of encouragement and ensuring the preparations were thorough, forging new alliances. As they fortified the city's defenses, a group of unexpected allies arrived, led by a warrior named Kaido. These were members of an ancient order dedicated to combating the demon threat. They had been tracking Morog's movements and came to offer their aid. Kaido, a tall and imposing figure with a calm demeanor, approached Tanjiro. We are the Order of the Silver Flame. We have fought demons for centuries and have come to join you in this battle. Tanjiro, ever gracious, welcomed them. Your help is greatly appreciated. Together, we can stop Morog and protect this city. Kaido nodded, his eyes reflecting his resolve. We have fought many battles, but none as crucial as this. We will stand with you. The Order of the Silver Flame brought with them knowledge of ancient demon fighting techniques and powerful relics that could turn the tide of battle. With their help, the city's defenses were significantly strengthened. As night fell, the tension in the air grew thicker. The defenders stood ready, their hearts steeled for the battle to come. The battle begins. At the stroke of midnight, the ground shook as the demon horde advanced. The city walls were bathed in the eerie light of torches, and the sounds of battle cries filled the air. Morog, the demon warlord, led the charge, his presence a dark and terrifying force. His eyes gleamed with malevolence, and his power radiated like a black sun. Prepare yourselves, Hayashi shouted, rallying the defenders. Hold the line. The battle began in earnest, the defenders meeting the demon horde with fierce resistance. Tanjiro and his friends fought with all their might, their movements precise and their resolve unbreakable. Water breathing, 13th form, Tanjiro shouted, his sword slicing through the demons with deadly precision. Zenitsu's thunder breathing crackled through the night, his strikes swift and powerful. Thunder breathing, 9th form. Inosuke, a whirlwind of fury, unleashed his beast-breathing techniques. Beast-breathing, 11th Fang. Akari, her kunai flying with deadly accuracy, coordinated the archers and strategists. Aim true. Protect the walls. Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unmatched ferocity, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. The Order of the Silver Flame fought alongside them, their ancient techniques and powerful relics proving invaluable. Kaido, his blade glowing with a silver light, led the charge against the most formidable demons. Despite their combined efforts, the battle was brutal and intense. The demon horde was relentless, their attacks fierce and coordinated. But the defenders held strong, their unity and determination unshaken. The final stand. As the battle raged on, Morag himself entered the fray, his dark power overwhelming. He moved with terrifying speed and strength, cutting through the defenders with ease. Tanjiro, seeing the threat, rallied his friends. We must stop Morag. Together, we can defeat him. They charged at Morag, their combined strength a formidable force. Water breathing, sun breathing, dragon dance, Tanjiro shouted, his sword glowing with the power of the eternal flame. Zenitsu and Inosuke fought alongside him, their attacks synchronized. Thunder breathing, final form. Beast breathing, 12th Fang. Akari, using her agility and precision, targeted Morag's weak points with her kunai. Ninja art, silent strike. Nezuko, her demonic power burning brightly, protected them, her claws cutting through the darkness. Blood demon art, exploding blood. Despite their combined efforts, Morag's power was immense. He countered their attacks with dark magic, his strength seemingly unending. But Tanjiro and his friends refused to give up. Drawing on the power of the eternal flame and the strength of their bond, they coordinated their attacks, finding weaknesses in Morag's defenses. With a final, desperate effort, they overwhelmed Morag, their combined power shattering his form. The demon warlord roared in agony as their attacks broke through his defenses, reducing him to ashes. The demon horde, seeing their leader defeated, retreated in disarray. The city of Himura was saved, its defenders victorious. As dawn broke, the city stood in silence, the first rays of sunlight casting a golden glow over the battlefield. The defenders, though weary, felt a profound sense of accomplishment. Tanjiro, his heart filled with gratitude, looked at his friends. We did it. Together, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko stood by his side, their smiles reflecting the strength of their bond. With the siege of midnight averted, they knew that their journey was far from over. But with each other, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, their bond unbreakable and their resolve unwavering. Together, they would continue to protect the world from darkness, bringing light to all who needed it. The legacy of the demon slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 15, The Guardian's Oath. The Hidden Sanctuary. After the intense battle at Himura, Tanjiro and his friends took a moment to recover and reflect on their journey. Their respite was short-lived, however, as they received an urgent message from Urakodaki. It spoke of a hidden sanctuary deep in the mountains, said to hold the key to protecting the world from future demon threats. The Sanctuary of the Eternal Light, Urakodaki explained, his tone serious. It is guarded by a powerful being, and only those deemed worthy can access its secrets. You must go there and prove yourselves. Without hesitation, they set out for the sanctuary, determined to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The journey was grueling, the terrain becoming more treacherous with each step. They climbed steep cliffs, crossed raging rivers, and navigated dense forests, their resolve unwavering. Zenitsu, despite his usual fears, found strength in their mission. This sanctuary must be important. We can't fail. Inosuke, always eager for a challenge, grinned. We'll show this guardian what we're made of. Akari, her eyes sharp and focused, led the way. Stay vigilant. The path is dangerous, and we must be prepared for anything. Tanjiro, his heart filled with determination, encouraged his friends. We will succeed. Together we are unstoppable. Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, walked beside him, her eyes glowing softly with resolve. As they approached the sanctuary, they were met with an awe-inspiring sight. The entrance was carved into the side of a mountain, flanked by statues of ancient warriors. The air was thick with a sense of reverence and power. "This is it," Tanjiro said, feeling the sacred energy emanating from the entrance. "The sanctuary of the eternal light." The Guardians' challenge. As they entered the sanctuary, they were greeted by a serene yet powerful presence. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings depicting scenes of ancient battles and acts of great heroism. At the heart of the chamber stood a towering figure clad in radiant armor, his eyes glowing with wisdom and strength. "I am Raiden, the guardian of this sanctuary," the figure announced, his voice echoing through the chamber. "To access the sanctuary's secrets, you must prove your worth through 3 trials: loyalty, compassion, and perseverance." Tanjiro stepped forward, his sword at the ready. "We are ready to face your trials, Raiden." Raiden nodded, his gaze piercing. "Very well. The first trial is one of loyalty. You must demonstrate your unwavering commitment to each other and to your cause." The chamber shifted, and they found themselves in a vast, open field. Each of them was separated, surrounded by a barrier of light. Trial of loyalty. Tanjiro found himself alone, facing a vision of Nezuko in danger. She was surrounded by demons, her eyes pleading for help. The urge to rush to her aid was overwhelming, but Tanjiro knew that this was a test of loyalty, not only to his sister, but to his friends and their mission. "I will protect you, Nezuko," Tanjiro whispered, his heart aching. "But I must also stay true to my friends and our cause." Zenitsu, trapped in his own barrier, saw a vision of Tanjiro, injured and calling for help. His fear threatened to paralyze him, but he remembered the promise he made to stand by his friends. "I won't abandon you, Tanjiro," Zenitsu said, his voice trembling but resolute. "We're in this together." Inosuke faced a vision of himself, triumphant and alone. The vision tempted him with glory, but he knew that his true strength came from his bonds with his friends. "I don't need glory," Inosuke growled, his eyes fierce. "I need my friends." Akari saw a vision of her fallen comrades, their eyes accusing her of betrayal. The guilt was crushing, but she remembered the promise she made to protect those she loved. "I will honor your memory," Akari whispered, her resolve unbroken. "By staying true to my friends and our mission." Nezuko, trapped in her own vision, saw her brother in danger. Her protective instincts surged, but she knew that her strength came from their bond and the trust they shared. "I will protect you, Tanjiro," she thought, her eyes glowing with resolve. "But I must also trust in our friends." With their loyalty proven, the barriers dissolved, and they found themselves back in the chamber. Raiden nodded, his approval evident. "You have demonstrated your loyalty. The second trial awaits, a trial of compassion." Trial of compassion. The chamber shifted once more, and they found themselves in a bustling village filled with people suffering from various ailments and hardships. The air was heavy with despair, and the cries for help were overwhelming. "Show me your compassion," Raiden's voice echoed. "Heal the suffering and bring hope to the hopeless." Tanjiro moved through the village, comforting those in pain and offering words of encouragement. His gentle nature and kind heart shone brightly, bringing solace to those in need. Zenitsu, despite his usual fears, helped with a steady hand, offering his support and protection. He found courage in their shared mission, his compassion driving him to act. Inosuke, though rough around the edges, showed his softer side. He used his strength to help rebuild homes and protect the vulnerable, his heart touched by their plight. Akari, her eyes sharp and focused, tended to the wounded with precision and care. She used her knowledge and skills to bring relief, her compassion evident in every action. Nezuko, her presence a calming influence, used her demonic powers to heal and protect. Her glowing eyes reassured those in need, her compassion bridging the gap between humanity and her demon nature. Together, they brought hope and healing to the village, their compassion shining brightly. As the last of the suffering was alleviated, the village faded away, and they found themselves back in the chamber. "You have shown great compassion," Raiden said, his voice filled with respect. "The final trial awaits, a trial of perseverance." Trial of perseverance. The chamber shifted for the final time, and they found themselves on a treacherous mountainside. The path was steep and fraught with obstacles, the wind howling and the ground unstable. "To claim the sanctuary's secrets, you must reach the summit," Raiden's voice echoed. "Only through perseverance can you succeed." Tanjiro led the way, his determination unwavering. "We can do this. Stay close and keep moving." Zenitsu, though fearful, found strength in their mission. "I won't give up. We've come too far." Inosuke, ever determined, pushed forward with relentless energy. "Nothing will stop us." Akari, her eyes sharp and focused, navigated the obstacles with precision. "We will reach the summit." Together, Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, supported them, her resolve unbreakable. The climb was grueling, the obstacles testing their limits. But they persevered, their bond and determination driving them forward. With each step, they grew stronger, their resolve unshaken. At last, they reached the summit, their hearts filled with a profound sense of accomplishment. The chamber shifted once more, and they found themselves back before Raiden. "You have proven your perseverance," Raiden said, his voice filled with pride. "You are worthy of the sanctuary's secrets." Embracing the flame's power, Raiden stepped aside, revealing a hidden chamber filled with ancient scrolls and relics. The air was thick with a sense of reverence and power, the secrets of the sanctuary waiting to be uncovered. Tanjiro and his friends approached the relics, their hearts filled with gratitude and awe. They had proven their loyalty, compassion, and perseverance, and now they were entrusted with the sanctuary's power. As they embraced the relics, they felt a surge of strength and clarity. The power of the sanctuary flowed through them, merging with their own. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, their bond and determination unbreakable. With the secrets of the sanctuary and the strength of their unity, they would continue to protect the world from darkness, bringing light to all who needed it. The legacy of the demon slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 16: The Gathering Storm. The new threat. Having proven their worth and gained the power of the sanctuary, Tanjiro and his friends returned to the butterfly estate with a renewed sense of purpose. However, their respite was short-lived. Urokodaki summoned them with grave news. A coalition of rogue demon slayers, known as the Shadow Blades, had emerged, threatening to unleash chaos upon the world. "The Shadow Blades have turned against humanity," Urokodaki explained, his tone serious. "They seek to harness demonic power for their own gain, believing it will make them invincible." Tanjiro's eyes widened in shock. "Demon slayers turning against humanity. We can't let them succeed." Zenitsu, though fearful, nodded. "We have to stop them. They're a threat to everything we've fought for." Inosuke, ever eager for a fight, grinned fiercely. "These rogues won't know what hit them." Akari, her eyes sharp and determined, agreed. "We must confront them and prevent them from causing more harm." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her brother's side, ready to face the new threat. With their mission clear, they set out to locate the Shadow Blades, determined to stop them before they could unleash their dark plans. Discovering the rogue slayers, their journey led them to a remote mountain village, where rumors of the Shadow Blades' activities had surfaced. The village was eerily quiet, the atmosphere thick with tension and fear. The villagers spoke in hushed tones, their eyes filled with dread. "We saw them," an elderly villager whispered. "They came in the night, their eyes glowing with malice. They took our strongest and left us in fear." Tanjiro's heart ached for the villagers. "We will find them and put an end to their terror." Zenitsu, though nervous, found courage in their mission. "We can't let them continue. We have to protect these people." Inosuke, his resolve unshaken, gripped his swords tightly. "Let's find those rogues and take them down." Akari, her senses sharp, led the way. "Stay vigilant. The Shadow Blades are skilled and dangerous." As they ventured deeper into the mountains, they came upon a hidden encampment. The Shadow Blades had gathered there, their leader addressing them with fiery intensity. "We have the power of demons at our disposal," the leader declared. "Together, we will reshape this world." Tanjiro's eyes narrowed in determination. "We have to stop them now." Confronting the betrayal, they approached the encampment, their presence quickly noticed by the Shadow Blades. The rogue slayers drew their weapons, their eyes filled with malice and betrayal. "You shouldn't have come here," one of the rogues sneered. "We will crush you." Tanjiro stepped forward, his voice steady. "You've turned your back on everything the Demon Slayer Corps stands for. We won't let you continue this path of destruction." The leader of the Shadow Blades, a tall and imposing figure with dark, piercing eyes, laughed. "You're fools if you think you can stop us. We've embraced true power." Zenitsu, though trembling, stood his ground. "You've betrayed everything we've fought for. We won't let you win." Inosuke, ever the warrior, growled fiercely. "You'll regret betraying us." Akari, her eyes cold with resolve, addressed the leader. "You've chosen the wrong path. We will stop you." Nezuko, her demonic power controlled and focused, stood beside her brother, ready to fight. The tension was palpable, the air thick with anticipation. The Shadow Blades charged, their attacks swift and brutal. But Tanjiro and his friends were ready. The battle against the rogues. The battle erupted with fierce intensity, the clash of blades and the roar of battle cries filling the air. Tanjiro and his friends fought with all their might, their movements coordinated and their resolve unbreakable. "Water breathing, 13th form." Tanjiro shouted, his sword slicing through the air with deadly precision. Zenitsu's thunder breathing crackled with lightning, his strikes swift and powerful. Thunder breathing, 10th form. Inosuke, a whirlwind of fury, unleashed his beast breathing techniques. Beast breathing, 12th fang. Akari, her kunai flying with deadly accuracy, targeted the rogue's weak points. Ninja art, silent strike. Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unmatched ferocity, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. Despite their combined efforts, the Shadow Blades were formidable opponents. Their dark power and ruthless tactics tested their limits, each strike pushing them to the edge. "You can't stop us," the leader of the rogues taunted. "We are invincible." But Tanjiro and his friends refused to give up. Drawing on the power of the eternal flame and their unbreakable bond, they coordinated their attacks, finding weaknesses in the rogues' defenses. With a final, desperate effort, they overwhelmed the rogues, their combined power shattering the dark energy that fueled them. The leader roared in agony as their attacks broke through his defenses, reducing him to a defeated state. The remaining rogues, seeing their leader fall, retreated in disarray. The threat of the Shadow Blades was vanquished, their dark ambitions thwarted, reaffirming their purpose. As dawn broke over the mountains, Tanjiro and his friends stood victorious, the first rays of sunlight casting a golden glow over the battlefield. They had faced betrayal and darkness but emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable. "We did it," Tanjiro said, his heart filled with gratitude. "Together, we protected the world from a great threat." Zenitsu, though weary, smiled. "We showed them what true strength is." Inosuke, his pride evident, grinned fiercely. "We're unstoppable." Akari, her eyes reflecting the strength of their bond, nodded. "We will continue to protect the innocent, no matter the cost." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her brother's side, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. With their purpose reaffirmed and their hearts united, they knew that their journey was far from over. But with each other, they were ready to face whatever darkness lay ahead, their bond and determination unshaken. Together, they would continue to protect the world from evil, bringing light to all who needed it. The legacy of the Demon Slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 17, The Heart of Darkness. Entering the Heart of Darkness. With the threat of the Shadow Blades behind them, Tanjiro and his friends turned their attention to a new and more insidious danger, the Heart of Darkness. This forbidden land, shrouded in perpetual night, was said to be the source of the demonic plague. At its center lay the lair of the Demon Queen, a powerful entity whose dark ambitions threatened to plunge the world into eternal darkness. The journey to the Heart of Darkness was fraught with peril. The landscape grew more desolate and foreboding with each step, the air heavy with a sense of dread. The sun was a distant memory, its light replaced by an eerie, unnatural glow that cast long, twisted shadows. Zenitsu, though fearful, found strength in their mission. "This place is terrifying, but we can't back down now." Inosuke, ever eager for a challenge, grinned fiercely. "We'll face whatever comes our way and crush it." Akari, her senses sharp and focused, led the way. "Stay alert. This land is filled with traps and malevolent forces." Tanjiro, his heart filled with determination, encouraged his friends. "We will bring light to this darkness. Together, we can overcome anything." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, walked beside him, her eyes glowing softly with resolve. As they ventured deeper into the Heart of Darkness, they encountered twisted creatures and malevolent spirits, each test of their strength and resolve. But they pressed on, their bond and determination unbreakable. The Demon Queen's lair. At last, they reached the center of the Heart of Darkness, where the Demon Queen's lair stood. The lair was a massive, dark citadel, its spires reaching into the sky like claws. The air was thick with malevolent energy, and the ground trembled with the power emanating from within. "We're here," Tanjiro said, his voice steady. "This is where we make our stand." Zenitsu, though trembling, nodded. "We have to stop her. We can't let her plunge the world into darkness." Inosuke, his resolve unshaken, gripped his swords tightly. "We'll take her down and bring light back to the world." Akari, her eyes cold with determination, addressed the group. "Stay close and be ready for anything. The Demon Queen is powerful and cunning." Nezuko, her demonic power controlled and focused, stood beside her brother, ready to fight. As they approached the citadel, the gates creaked open, revealing a grand hall filled with dark energy. At the far end of the hall, seated on a throne of shadows, was the Demon Queen. Confronting the Demon Queen, the Demon Queen was a tall and imposing figure, her eyes glowing with malevolent glee. Her presence exuded an overwhelming sense of darkness, and her power was palpable. "Welcome, brave warriors," the Demon Queen said, her voice echoing through the hall. "You have come far, but this is where your journey ends." Tanjiro stepped forward, his sword at the ready. "We won't let you plunge the world into darkness. Your reign ends here." The Demon Queen laughed, a chilling sound that sent shivers down their spines. "You are fools if you think you can stop me. I am the embodiment of darkness, and I will consume everything." Zenitsu, though fearful, found courage in their mission. We won't let you win. We will stop you. Inosuke, ever the warrior, growled fiercely. You're going down. Akari, her resolve unbroken, addressed the demon queen. You have chosen the wrong path. We will bring light to your darkness. Nezuko, her eyes glowing with resolve, stood beside her brother, ready to fight. The battle against the demon queen began, the hall erupting with the clash of swords and the roar of dark energy. The battle for light. The battle was intense and chaotic, the demon queen's power overwhelming. She moved with terrifying speed and strength, her attacks relentless and merciless. Tanjiro and his friends fought with all their might, their movements coordinated and their resolve unbreakable. Water breathing, 14th form. Tanjiro shouted, his sword slicing through the darkness with deadly precision. Zenitsu's thunder breathing crackled with lightning, his strikes swift and powerful. Thunder breathing, 11th form. Inosuke, a whirlwind of fury, unleashed his beast breathing techniques. Beast breathing, 13th fang. Akari, her kunai flying with deadly accuracy, targeted the demon queen's weak points. Ninja art, shadow strike. Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unmatched ferocity, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. Despite their combined efforts, the demon queen's power was immense. Her dark magic and sheer strength seemed insurmountable, each attack pushing them to their limits. You cannot stop me, the demon queen taunted. I am eternal. But Tanjiro and his friends refused to give up. Drawing on the power of the eternal flame and their unbreakable bond, they coordinated their attacks, finding weaknesses in the demon queen's defenses. With a final, desperate effort, they overwhelmed the demon queen, their combined power shattering her form. The demon queen roared in agony as their attacks broke through her defenses, reducing her to a weakened state. The final sacrifice. As the demon queen lay defeated, the dark energy around her began to swell, threatening to consume everything. Tanjiro realized that the only way to stop the darkness was to make a final, selfless sacrifice. We need to contain the dark energy, Tanjiro said, his voice steady but filled with resolve. I will use the power of the eternal flame to seal it away. Zenitsu, tears streaming down his face, shook his head. No, Tanjiro, there must be another way. Inosuke, his voice breaking, growled fiercely. We can't lose you. Akari, her eyes filled with sorrow, nodded. There must be another way. Nezuko, her eyes pleading, placed a hand on Tanjiro's shoulder. Her love and determination shone through her tears. Tanjiro smiled, his heart filled with love and gratitude. This is the only way. I trust you all to carry on our mission and protect the world. With that, Tanjiro drew on the power of the eternal flame, channeling it into the dark energy. The light of the flame enveloped him, merging with the darkness and sealing it away. The citadel trembled, the dark energy dissipating as the sacrifice was made. As the light faded, Tanjiro's form was gone, but his spirit and legacy lived on in the hearts of his friends. They stood in silence, the first rays of sunlight breaking through the perpetual night, casting a golden glow over the heart of darkness. Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko stood together, their hearts filled with sorrow but also with the strength of their bond. They knew that Tanjiro's sacrifice had saved the world and that his legacy would live on in their hearts. With their purpose reaffirmed and their hearts united, they vowed to continue protecting the world from darkness, bringing light to all who needed it. The legacy of the demon slayers lived on, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 18, The Dawn of a New Era. Warning and Reflection. The heart of darkness had been purified, and the sun rose over a world forever changed by Tanjiro's sacrifice. The grief of losing him weighed heavily on Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko, but they found solace in the knowledge that his legacy would guide them. The journey back to the butterfly estate was filled with silent contemplation and shared memories of their fallen friend. Each step felt heavier, but their bond, forged in countless battles and strengthened by Tanjiro's unwavering spirit, kept them moving forward. At the butterfly estate, they gathered at a memorial erected in Tanjiro's honor. Urokodaki, along with other members of the Demon Slayer Corps, paid their respects, acknowledging the profound impact Tanjiro had on their lives and the world. We must honor his sacrifice by continuing his mission, Urokodaki said, his voice filled with resolve. Tanjiro's spirit lives on in each of you. Zenitsu, tears streaming down his face, nodded. He believed in us. We can't let him down. Inosuke, his voice trembling with emotion, growled, We'll keep fighting, for Tanjiro and for the world he loved. Akari, her eyes reflecting both sorrow and determination, added, We must be strong and united. That's what Tanjiro would want. Nezuko, though unable to speak, conveyed her unwavering commitment through her actions and the fierce determination in her eyes. Rebuilding the world. With renewed purpose, they set out to rebuild and protect the world. The task was daunting, but they approached it with the same dedication and spirit that Tanjiro had shown. Zenitsu took on the role of strategist and protector, using his keen senses and lightning-fast reflexes to defend the innocent and outmaneuver threats. He also became a source of comfort and inspiration for those who had lost loved ones, sharing stories of Tanjiro's bravery and kindness. Inosuke, ever the warrior, led efforts to fortify towns and villages, training new demon slayers and ensuring that everyone was prepared for future threats. His fierce determination and unyielding spirit rallied people to the cause, turning fear into strength. Akari, with her sharp mind and skilled hands, worked tirelessly to restore order and provide aid. She used her knowledge of herbs and healing techniques to care for the wounded and sick, embodying the compassion and wisdom that Tanjiro had admired in her. Nezuko, her bond with her brother as strong as ever, used her demonic powers to protect and heal. Her presence was a symbol of hope and the possibility of redemption, showing the world that even the darkest curses could be overcome with love and determination. Together, they traveled from village to village, bringing hope and stability to a world still reeling from the darkness that had threatened to consume it. New alliances. As they worked to rebuild, they forged new alliances with other demon slayers and powerful allies. The Order of the Silver Flame, led by Kaido, joined forces with them, sharing their ancient knowledge and formidable skills. "We must stand united," Kaido said, his eyes filled with resolve. "Only together can we ensure that the darkness never rises again." Other groups, once isolated and wary, saw the strength and unity of Tanjiro's friends and were inspired to join their cause. These new alliances brought diverse skills and perspectives, strengthening their efforts to protect the world. Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko welcomed these allies, recognizing the importance of unity and collaboration. They shared their experiences and learned from each other, building a network of defenders dedicated to preserving peace and light. The bonds they formed were not just based on necessity but on mutual respect and shared values. They honored Tanjiro's memory by fostering a sense of community and trust, knowing that their strength came from their unity. Confronting lingering threats. Despite their efforts, pockets of darkness and remnants of demonic influence still threatened the peace they had worked so hard to achieve. Rogue demons and remnants of the Shadow Blades continued to sow chaos and fear. Zenitsu, using his keen senses, identified and tracked these threats, coordinating efforts to neutralize them. His strategic mind and swift actions saved countless lives and prevented potential disasters. Inosuke, always at the forefront of battle, faced these threats head-on. His courage and relentless spirit inspired others to join the fight, turning the tide against the lingering darkness. Akari, with her precision and intellect, devised strategies to outsmart their enemies and protect vulnerable communities. Her compassion and wisdom guided their actions, ensuring that they fought not just with strength but with heart. Nezuko, her demonic powers harnessed for good, stood as a beacon of hope and protection. Her presence reminded everyone that even in the darkest times, light could prevail. Together, they confronted these threats, their resolve unbreakable and their determination unwavering. Each victory was a testament to Tanjiro's legacy and a step toward a brighter future, embracing a new era. As the months passed, the world began to heal. The darkness that had once threatened to consume everything was now a distant memory, replaced by the light of hope and unity. Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko stood at the forefront of this new era, their hearts filled with the spirit of their fallen friend. They had faced unimaginable challenges and emerged stronger, their bond unbreakable and their purpose clear. At the Butterfly Estate, they gathered once more, looking out at the horizon as the sun set in a blaze of colors. The world was at peace, and they had played a crucial role in making it so. "We did it," Zenitsu said, his voice filled with emotion. "We honored Tanjiro's memory and protected the world he loved." Inosuke, his pride evident, grinned. "We showed the world what it means to be true warriors." Akari, her eyes reflecting the strength of their bond, nodded. "We will continue to protect this peace, no matter what." Nezuko, her eyes glowing with resolve, stood by her brother's memorial, her heart filled with love and determination. With the dawn of a new era, they embraced their roles as protectors and guardians. They knew that challenges would continue to arise, but they were ready to face them together, their bond and determination unshaken. The legacy of the Demon Slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Together, they would ensure that the light of hope and unity would never fade, carrying Tanjiro's spirit with them into a brighter future. Chapter 19, Echoes of the Past. Discovering the Ancient Relic. After months of rebuilding and fortifying their world against lingering threats, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko found themselves in a secluded valley, guided by rumors of an ancient relic said to contain the memories of past demon slayers. Intrigued by the potential knowledge and insights it could offer, they decided to investigate. The valley was lush and serene, a stark contrast to the darkness they had faced in recent times. Birds chirped in the trees, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves, creating a sense of peace and tranquility. "This place is beautiful," Zenitsu remarked, his usual anxiety momentarily forgotten. Hard to believe such a powerful relic could be hidden here. Inosuke, ever eager, led the way with his usual enthusiasm. "Let's find it and see what it's all about." Akari, her senses sharp and focused, scanned the surroundings. "Stay alert. Even peaceful places can hold dangers." Tanjiro's spirit seemed to guide them as they navigated the valley, their bond and determination unwavering. Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, walked beside her brother's friends, ready for whatever lay ahead. At the heart of the valley, they discovered an ancient stone altar, partially covered in moss and surrounded by glowing flowers. Atop the altar lay a small, intricately carved box. "This must be it," Akari said, approaching the altar with reverence. "The relic of the past demon slayers." Zenitsu carefully opened the box, revealing a shimmering crystal orb. The orb pulsed with a faint light, its surface swirling with ethereal energy. Delving into the memories. As they gathered around the orb, a soft voice echoed in their minds, inviting them to delve into the memories it held. Hesitant but curious, they each placed a hand on the orb, feeling a surge of energy as their surroundings transformed. They found themselves in a vast, ethereal landscape filled with the echoes of past battles and the spirits of former demon slayers. The air was thick with the weight of history, and the landscape shimmered with the energy of countless memories. "These are the memories of those who came before us," Zenitsu said, his voice filled with awe. "We can learn so much from them." Inosuke, ever eager to learn, grinned. "Let's see what they've got to teach us." Akari, her eyes filled with determination, nodded. "We must honor their legacy by learning from their experiences." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready to absorb the wisdom of the past. As they explored the ethereal landscape, they encountered the spirits of legendary demon slayers who shared their stories and insights. Lessons from the past. One by one, the spirits recounted their battles, their sacrifices, and the lessons they had learned. Each story was filled with valuable insights and wisdom that resonated deeply with Tanjiro's friends. A wise and venerable demon slayer named Haruki spoke of the importance of balance and harmony. "To fight the darkness, you must also embrace the light within yourselves. Only by understanding both can you truly protect the world." Zenitsu listened intently, feeling a newfound sense of balance within himself. "I understand. We must be both strong and compassionate." A fierce warrior named Yumi shared her experiences of fighting powerful demons and the importance of teamwork. "No one can stand alone against the darkness. Your strength lies in your unity and trust in each other." Inosuke, ever the warrior, nodded in agreement. "We fight best when we fight together." An empathetic healer named Hana spoke of the power of compassion and the importance of protecting the innocent. "Every life you save, every act of kindness, strengthens the light in the world." Akari, her heart filled with compassion, smiled. "We must protect and heal as much as we fight." A stoic and disciplined demon slayer named Daichai emphasized the importance of perseverance and never giving up. "The path is difficult, but your determination will see you through. Never lose sight of your mission." Nezuko, her resolve unbreakable, felt a deep connection to Daichai's words. She knew that her perseverance was vital to their success. Applying the wisdom, with the lessons of the past fresh in their minds, they returned to the present, the ethereal landscape fading away as they released their hold on the orb. The knowledge and insights they had gained filled them with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. "We have learned so much," Zenitsu said, his voice filled with gratitude. "We must use this wisdom to guide us." Inosuke, ever eager to apply what he had learned, grinned. "Let's put it to the test and show the world what we've got." Akari, her eyes reflecting the strength of their bond, nodded. "We must honor the legacy of the past demon slayers by embodying their wisdom and strength." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they left the valley, they felt a deep connection to the past and a sense of responsibility to carry on the legacy of the demon slayers. They knew that the knowledge they had gained would be invaluable in their ongoing battle against darkness. Preparing for the future, with their hearts and minds fortified by the wisdom of the past, Tanjiro's friends returned to their mission with renewed vigor. They shared their insights with their allies, strengthening the bonds and unity among the defenders of the world. Zenitsu focused on balancing his strength with compassion, using his keen senses to protect and support those in need. His newfound sense of harmony made him a more effective and empathetic warrior. Inosuke, ever the fierce warrior, embraced the importance of teamwork and unity. He trained tirelessly, honing his skills and inspiring others to fight alongside him with unwavering determination. Akari, with her sharp mind and compassionate heart, continued to heal and protect, using her knowledge to guide their actions and ensure the safety of the innocent. Nezuko, her demonic powers harnessed for good, stood as a symbol of hope and redemption. Her presence reminded everyone that even the darkest curses could be overcome with love and determination. Together, they prepared for the future, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They knew that the battle against darkness was far from over, but with the wisdom of the past and the strength of their bond, they were ready to continue their mission. As the sun set over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the land, they felt a deep sense of hope and purpose. The legacy of the demon slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of light in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 20: The Unseen Threat. The Mysterious Disappearances. After gaining wisdom from the ancient relic, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko returned to their mission with renewed determination. Their next challenge came swiftly as reports of mysterious disappearances reached them. Entire villages were vanishing without a trace, leaving behind only eerie silence and shattered lives. The Demon Slayer Corps was baffled by the sudden and inexplicable nature of these disappearances. Urakodaki called Tanjiro's friends to investigate, trusting their abilities and the bond that had carried them through so many challenges. Zenitsu, though apprehensive, understood the gravity of the situation. Whatever is causing this, we have to stop it. People are counting on us. Inosuke, always eager for action, grinned fiercely. Let's find this demon and put an end to its tricks. Akari, her senses sharp and focused, nodded. We need to be cautious. This demon's power is unlike anything we've faced before. Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready to face the unknown. They set out for the most recent site of disappearance, a small village nestled in a secluded valley. As they arrived, the air grew thick with an unsettling energy, and the world around them seemed to shimmer and distort. We're close, Akari said, her voice tense. Stay alert. Entering the distorted realm. As they ventured deeper into the village, reality itself seemed to warp and twist. Buildings shifted and melted away, replaced by an ever-changing landscape that defied logic and reason. It was as if they had entered a different dimension, one where the rules of time and space no longer applied. Zenitsu, his senses heightened, shivered. This place, it's like a nightmare come to life. Inosuke, undeterred, growled. We'll cut through these illusions and find the demon responsible. Akari, her mind racing, tried to make sense of the chaos. We need to stay together. Our bond is our greatest strength. Nezuko, her eyes glowing with determination, nodded in agreement. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shifting landscape. It was a tall, shadowy demon with eyes that glowed like stars. Its presence was disorienting, its form constantly shifting and changing. Welcome to my realm, the demon said, its voice echoing through the distorted air. I am Kurakage, the master of time and reality. Here, I control everything. Zenitsu, though frightened, stood his ground. We won't let you continue this madness. We'll stop you. Kurakage laughed, a chilling sound that reverberated through their minds. You are welcome to try. But in my realm, you are nothing but pawns in my game. Facing the illusions, Kurakage raised a hand, and the world around them shattered into a million pieces. They found themselves separated, each trapped in a personal illusion designed to break their spirit and will. Zenitsu was plunged into a world where he was perpetually alone. His friends and loved ones vanished. The fear and loneliness threatened to overwhelm him, but he remembered Tanjiro's words and the strength of their bond. I am not alone, Zenitsu said, his voice trembling but determined. I have my friends. I will find them. Inosuke found himself in a twisted forest, hunted by monstrous versions of himself. The illusions taunted him, challenging his strength and resolve. But he remembered the lessons of teamwork and unity. I am stronger with my friends, Inosuke growled, his eyes blazing with resolve. I will not be defeated. Akari was trapped in a labyrinth of mirrors, each reflection showing a different version of her past and future. The confusion threatened to consume her, but she focused on the present and her mission. I will not be lost in these illusions, Akari whispered, her voice steady. I will find my way back to my friends. Nezuko faced a vision of herself as a rampaging demon, the fear of losing control overwhelming her. But she remembered her bond with Tanjiro and the love that had always guided her. I am not a monster, Nezuko thought, her eyes glowing with resolve. I am strong. I will protect my friends. Confronting the time demon, with newfound strength and determination, they each broke free from their illusions, the distortions of Kurakage's realm falling away. They regrouped, their bond and resolve stronger than ever. "We can do this," Tanjiro said, his heart filled with determination. "Together, we can overcome anything." They faced Kurokage, their movements synchronized and their resolve unbreakable. "Water-breathing, 13th form," Zenitsu shouted, his sword slicing through the illusions with deadly precision. Inosuke's thunder-breathing crackled with lightning, his strikes swift and powerful. "Thunder-breathing, 12th form." Akari, her kunai flying with deadly accuracy, targeted Kurokage's weak points. Ninja art, Shadow Strike. Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unmatched ferocity, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. Despite their combined efforts, Kurokage's power was immense. The demon manipulated time and reality, constantly shifting and changing to evade their attacks. "You cannot defeat me," Kurokage taunted. "I am eternal." But Tanjiro and his friends refused to give up. Drawing on the power of the eternal flame and their unbreakable bond, they coordinated their attacks, finding weaknesses in Kurokage's defenses. With a final, desperate effort, they overwhelmed Kurokage, their combined power shattering his form. The demon roared in agony as their attacks broke through his illusions, reducing him to a defeated state. The triumph of unity. As Kurokage's realm crumbled, the world around them returned to normal. The village reappeared, the missing people restored, and the sense of peace returned. Zenitsu, his heart filled with gratitude, looked at his friends. "We did it. Together, we overcame his illusions." Inosuke, ever proud, grinned fiercely. "We showed that demon our true strength." Akari, her eyes reflecting the strength of their bond, nodded. "We must always remember that our unity is our greatest strength." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. With the threat of Kurokage defeated, they knew that their mission was far from over. But with each other, they were ready to face whatever darkness lay ahead, their bond and determination unshaken. Together, they would continue to protect the world from evil, bringing light to all who needed it. The legacy of the Demon Slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 21, The Spirit of the Mountain. The journey to Mount Kejama. After defeating Kurokage and restoring peace to the village, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko received word of a new quest. They were to journey to the sacred Mount Kejama, where it was said an ancient spirit dwelled, possessing great wisdom and power. This spirit could provide guidance and strength for their ongoing battle against the darkness. The path to Mount Kejama was long and arduous, filled with treacherous terrain and unpredictable weather. The mountain's peak was shrouded in clouds, giving it an ethereal and mysterious aura. Zenitsu, though apprehensive, was determined to see the quest through. "This mountain looks dangerous, but we can't turn back now." Inosuke, ever eager for a challenge, grinned fiercely. "The tougher the path, the better. Let's do this." Akari, her eyes sharp and focused, led the way. "Stay close and be prepared for anything. This journey will test us in ways we've never been tested before." Tanjiro's spirit seemed to guide them as they navigated the mountain's treacherous paths, their bond and determination unwavering. Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, walked beside her brother's friends, ready for whatever lay ahead. The climb was steep and grueling, the air growing thinner as they ascended. But their resolve remained unshaken, driven by the hope of gaining the ancient spirit's guidance. Trials of the mountain. As they ventured higher, the mountain began to test them with a series of trials. The first trial was one of endurance, as the path grew increasingly difficult and treacherous. The rocky terrain and steep inclines tested their physical strength and stamina. Zenitsu, though often fearful, found strength in their shared mission. "We can do this. We have to keep going." Inosuke, ever the warrior, pushed forward with relentless energy. "Nothing will stop us." Akari, her determination unwavering, navigated the treacherous path with precision and care. "Stay focused. We need to conserve our energy for the trials ahead." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, supported her friends, her resolve unbreakable. The second trial was one of courage, as the path led them through a dark and eerie forest. The trees seemed to whisper secrets and warnings, their twisted branches casting ominous shadows. Zenitsu, though scared, faced his fears with determination. "We won't be intimidated by shadows and whispers. We have a mission to complete." Inosuke, ever brave, growled fiercely. "This forest won't scare us off." Akari, her eyes sharp and focused, guided them through the darkness. "Stay close and trust in each other." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready to face any danger, encountering the ancient spirit. At last, they reached a serene clearing near the mountain's peak, where a crystal-clear lake reflected the sky above. In the center of the lake stood a majestic tree, its branches adorned with glowing blossoms. Beneath the tree sat the ancient spirit, a serene and wise figure with an aura of immense power. "Welcome, brave warriors," the spirit said, its voice gentle yet powerful. "I am Tsukuyomi, the guardian of Mount Kejama. You have come seeking guidance and strength." Zenitsu, his heart filled with reverence, bowed respectfully. "Yes, Tsukuyomi, we seek your wisdom to help us in our fight against the darkness." Inosuke, ever eager, grinned fiercely. "We'll do whatever it takes to gain your guidance." Akari, her eyes filled with respect, nodded. "We are ready to learn and grow." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready to absorb the spirit's wisdom. Tsukuyomi smiled, a look of understanding in its eyes. "To gain my guidance, you must confront your inner demons and prove your strength of heart." Confronting inner demons. With a wave of Tsukuyomi's hand, the serene clearing transformed into a realm of shifting shadows and swirling mists. Each of them found themselves alone, facing visions of their deepest fears and regrets. Zenitsu saw a vision of himself, paralyzed by fear and unable to protect his friends. The sight of his own weakness threatened to overwhelm him. But he remembered Tanjiro's words and the strength he had found within himself. "I am not defined by my fears," Zenitsu said, his voice steady. "I am stronger than my doubts." Inosuke confronted a vision of his past, filled with loneliness and anger. The memories of being abandoned and left to fend for himself resurfaced, but he remembered the bonds he had formed with his friends. "I am not alone," Inosuke growled, his eyes blazing with resolve. "I have my friends, and together we are strong." Akari faced a vision of her fallen comrades, their accusing eyes haunting her. The guilt and sorrow weighed heavily on her heart, but she remembered the promise she made to protect those she loved. "I will honor your memory," Akari whispered, her voice filled with determination. "By staying true to my friends and our mission." Nezuko confronted a vision of herself as a rampaging demon, the fear of losing control overwhelming her. But she remembered her bond with Tanjiro and the love that had always guided her. "I am not a monster," Nezuko thought, her eyes glowing with resolve. "I am strong. I will protect my friends." With newfound strength and determination, they each broke free from their inner demons, the shadows dissipating as their resolve grew stronger. They returned to the clearing, their bond and determination unbreakable. The spirit's guidance. Tsukuyomi nodded approvingly, its eyes filled with wisdom. "You have faced your inner demons and proven your strength of heart. You are worthy of my guidance." The spirit raised its hands, and the lake began to shimmer with an ethereal light. The water swirled and formed images of past battles and future challenges, each filled with valuable insights and wisdom. "Remember these lessons," Tsukuyomi said, its voice gentle yet powerful. "Your strength lies not only in your abilities but in your bond and unity. Together, you can overcome any darkness." Zenitsu, his heart filled with gratitude, nodded. "We will honor your guidance, Tsukuyomi." "Thank you." Inosuke, ever eager, grinned fiercely. "We'll use this wisdom to protect the world." Akari, her eyes reflecting the strength of their bond, nodded. "We will carry these lessons with us, always." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. With Tsukuyomi's guidance and their newfound wisdom, they felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. They knew that the path ahead would be filled with challenges, but they were ready to face them together, their bond and determination unshaken. As they descended Mount Kejama, the sun began to rise, casting a warm glow over the land. They felt a deep sense of hope and purpose, knowing that with Tsukuyomi's guidance and the strength of their bond, they could overcome any darkness. Together, they would continue to protect the world from evil, bringing light to all who needed it. The legacy of the demon slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Chapter 22, The Eternal Guardian. The Call for Help. Following their enlightening journey to Mount Kejama, Zenitsu, Inosuke, Akari, and Nezuko returned to the butterfly estate with a renewed sense of purpose. Their newfound wisdom and strength from Tsukuyomi's guidance made them ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. They didn't have to wait long before a new crisis emerged. A messenger arrived with urgent news from a distant village. The village was under siege by a powerful demon known as the Eternal Guardian. Once a protector of the village, the Guardian had succumbed to darkness and was now wreaking havoc. "We must go immediately," Zenitsu said, his usual fear overridden by determination. "These people need our help." Inosuke, always eager for a fight, grinned. "Another demon to defeat. Let's do this." Akari, her eyes sharp and focused, nodded. We need to understand what caused the Guardian to fall into darkness. There might be a way to save it. Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready for the battle ahead. They set out at once, their hearts filled with resolve. The journey to the village was fraught with tension, but their bond and determination carried them forward. Arriving at the besieged village. As they approached the village, the signs of destruction were evident. Buildings lay in ruins, and the air was thick with the smell of smoke and fear. The villagers huddled together, their eyes filled with terror and desperation. "We're here to help," Zenitsu said, trying to reassure them. "Tell us what happened." An elderly villager stepped forward, his voice trembling. "The Guardian was once our protector. It kept us safe from harm. But something changed. It became consumed by darkness and turned against us." Inosuke, ever impatient, growled. "Where is this Guardian? We'll take it down." Akari, her mind racing, tried to understand. "There must be a reason for this change. We need to find out what caused it." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready to support them. As they gathered information from the villagers, they learned that the Eternal Guardian had once been a revered figure, a symbol of hope and protection. But recently, it had become erratic and violent, its once noble spirit twisted by dark forces. "We need to find the Guardian and understand what happened," Tanjiro said, his heart filled with determination. There might still be a way to save it. Discovering the truth. With the villagers' guidance, they made their way to the Guardian's sanctuary, a sacred grove hidden deep within the forest. The air was thick with a sense of foreboding, and the trees seemed to whisper secrets of the past. As they approached the sanctuary, they found evidence of a dark ritual. Symbols of malevolent power were carved into the ground, and the air hummed with dark energy. "This is the source of the darkness," Zenitsu said, his voice filled with awe and fear. "Someone or something corrupted the Guardian." Inosuke, ever the warrior, growled fiercely. "We'll find whoever did this and make them pay." Akari, her eyes sharp and focused, nodded. "We need to break the hold of this dark magic." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready to face the darkness. As they investigated the sanctuary, they found traces of a powerful sorcerer who had manipulated the Guardian, twisting its noble spirit into one of darkness and despair. The sorcerer used the Guardian's desire to protect against it, Akari explained. They turned its strength into a weapon of destruction. Understanding the true cause of the Guardian's fall, they knew what they had to do. They needed to confront the Guardian and break the sorcerer's hold. The battle with the Eternal Guardian. As they ventured deeper into the sanctuary, they found the Eternal Guardian, a towering figure cloaked in shadow and despair. Its once noble eyes were now filled with rage and sorrow. "We're here to help you," Zenitsu called out, his voice steady. "You don't have to be controlled by this darkness." The Guardian roared, its voice filled with pain and fury. "I am beyond saving. Leave or be destroyed." Inosuke, ever eager for a fight, stepped forward. "We won't leave. We'll save you, whether you like it or not." Akari, her eyes reflecting determination, addressed the Guardian. "We know what happened to you. The sorcerer twisted your desire to protect. We can help you break free." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready to support them. The battle began with fierce intensity, the Guardian's attacks powerful and relentless. But Tanjiro and his friends fought with all their might, their movements coordinated and their resolve unbreakable. "Water breathing, 15th form," Zenitsu shouted, his sword slicing through the darkness with deadly precision. Inosuke's thunder breathing crackled with lightning, his strikes swift and powerful. "Thunder breathing, 13th form." Akari, her kunai flying with deadly accuracy, targeted the dark symbols controlling the Guardian. Ninja art, Shadow Strike. Nezuko, her demonic power surging, fought with unmatched ferocity, her claws glowing with fiery energy. She protected her friends, her presence a beacon of strength. Despite their combined efforts, the Guardian's power was immense. But they refused to give up, drawing on the wisdom and strength they had gained from their journey. A path to redemption. With a final, desperate effort, they broke the dark symbols controlling the Guardian, shattering the sorcerer's hold. The Guardian roared in agony, the darkness dissipating as its noble spirit began to reemerge. "You are free now," Zenitsu said, his voice gentle. "You can choose to protect once more." The Guardian, its eyes filled with sorrow and gratitude, nodded. "Thank you. I had lost my way, but you have given me hope." Inosuke, ever fierce, grinned. "We did it. We saved the Guardian." Akari, her eyes reflecting the strength of their bond, nodded. "We must always remember that even in darkness, there is a path to redemption." Nezuko, her presence a comforting strength, stood by her friends, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. With the Guardian restored to its noble purpose, they returned to the village, bringing hope and light to the people. The villagers, once filled with fear, now looked to the future with renewed hope. As they stood together, the sun rising over the horizon, they felt a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. They knew that their journey was far from over, but with each other, they were ready to face whatever darkness lay ahead. Together, they would continue to protect the world from evil, bringing light to all who needed it. The legacy of the demon slayers lived on in their hearts, a beacon of hope and strength in a world forever changed by their courage and sacrifice. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through What If Tanjiro Had Summoning Jutsu. I hope you found it as intriguing and thought-provoking as we did. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Fanfic Fantasy for more fascinating explorations into the world of fanfiction and fantasy. Your support helps us create more content like this, and we're always excited to hear your thoughts and suggestions in the comments section. See you guys in the next video.